Come on, man. Get to the line. Get to the line. Go to the rack, man. Go to the rack.
Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Mic check. 2 1 2.
Mic check, mic check.
Testing 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Mic check. Mic check 1 2.
They done threw the game away, man. They done threw the game away, man.
Sports Talk Live for the culture. How's it going, fellas?
We here.
Great, man. It's great. You know, Sunday, it's hot. Saturday, and hot.
It's hot, yeah. The devil's out there with an MLK church fan, waving that joint proudly. It's hot out there, man. If you don't need to be out there, be up under some AC. Wait for that sun to go down a little bit. But it's summertime. It's supposed to be hot,
Yeah.
That's what the summer.
Hey, I'm not complaining.
And that's what the summer's all about the heat. Got me, Sunni Jennings here. Got my man Doug Scott in the building.
What's happening?
Duke, how's it going? Ronald Evans and Jonathan Moore. How you doing, Jonathan?
Yo, I'm here.
You good? You good? Definitely. And you know what's hot? Right about now is that NFL talk.
Oh yeah.
Training camps
you smell
about
that
to
grass?
start. Training camps about to start next week. I'm back. We've been waiting, for this moment. Camp starting. NFL's back. The new American pastime, how it's been for many years. As Doug described, 16 holidays plus bonus holidays in the playoffs if you're available. Definitely every Sunday. And one of the things with the NFL 100% all the way full going forward. One of the big topics I want to start with, we're just going to start on a little overview of the league. But one of the big things that have been in discussion as of late is 18 games. They've been going back and forth with this 18-game schedule. Now there's a talk about 18 games with the players only actually playing 16 of them. I don't know how that would work. You need a backup quarterback to get you 2 wins. What do you guys think? I think it kind of goes opposite of what they're looking for, health and welfare of the players. What do you think about this? It keeps coming up, this 18 proposed game schedule.
I have no idea how you can say, health, welfare of the players, and then you have this 18-game schedule. I actually have no idea how you say that, and then you play a Thursday night game after you just played a Sunday night game or a Sunday game.
Yeah.
I don't see how, more games and it's just a money grab.
Yeah.
Because right now there's nothing wrong with the NFL season. It's nothing wrong with it, and it's just a money grab.
I'm right where Doug is. Like, this is the most, grueling sport there is. I mean, we see the injuries week to week, and you want to add 2 more games on. But, your main concern is, like we said, the health and well-being of the players. Like, how does that happen? How do you do that? And honestly, there's nothing wrong with the schedule. Like, can you point out? Usually, I'm all for fixing and exploring new ways,
tweaking, yeah.
But what's wrong with the 16-game schedule in place from September till January into February?
Yeah.
Like this, like that's enough for me, and I love football. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
They could even actually add a bye week to stretch the season out 1 more week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they were worried about the health and the welfare of the players, we give you 2 weeks off during the season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of
just 1 week.
Just 1 week and then adding a game.
Yeah.
Or adding 2 games. And then you're talking about you're worried about the safety of the players and the league and all of that stuff, and then you got guys that don't get health care, but that's another thing.
Yeah, we'll jump in that. Yeah, the 18 games thing, I think it's a stretch. It's 16 games, but money talks, everything else runs the marathon. So they're definitely looking at maybe eliminating 2 preseason games or something along those lines that players, which nobody really plays in anymore anyway. They play maybe a quarter or 3 quarters.
Preseason games that they charge full price for, by the way.
Yeah, definitely.
So would they is that on the table where they would take the 4 total preseason games and take 2 off of that to?
That's what they're talking about. They were talking about maybe reducing the preseason and adding 2 regular season games, and talking about players being eligible to play 16 out of those 18 regular season games. So they would miss 2 of those games. You would have to mandatorily sit out 2 of the games in the 18 games. Well, who wants to do that? Like, you want your best players on the field, and who wants you want to sit Brady out? Brady's not playing this game, and mostly the league won't make it a Sunday night game,
right?
That he's going to sit out at. So so definitely, I think there's a lot of talk. They keep pushing it. They want more games. They want more revenue. talking about adding
It's not enough, huh?
not enough. They're trying to get to $25 billion. So trying to get to $25 billion.
$25 billion, huh?
More regular season games, adding 2 more teams to the playoffs, another package that you could put. I wouldn't be surprised to see, getting one of these playoff games and then selling in the streaming rights,
to make you buy it.
Hulu got this wild card game. You know what I mean? It'd be interesting to see how that moves forward. Definitely pushing the envelope. Mr. Nate's in the building. How you going, man?
Hey,
Glad
welcome,
you could get here.
welcome.
We just started here. Nate in the building. Got caught up on that traffic out there, I see, my brother.
The heat held him back.
He was out there in that heat. Definitely. But yeah, we just talking in, got in, started talking about 18 games, proposed schedule that they're talking about. We're kind of shocked if you're talking about the health and welfare of the players, trying to add 2 more games. But it is all about the money. It is a money grab, and definitely that's the main thing you want to do is make that money. So it'll be interesting to see if they go to 18 games in the near future. But it's something that the owners want. But I think definitely the players are going to push back for a bigger chunk of the change if they want to go to 18 games. That's definitely something they definitely want to try to do. Next thing I want to jump into is fantasy football. Everybody's in the league. I was in the league a long time ago. That's another story. That's an ESPN 30 for 30. Way back when drafted Terrell Davis, shook the league. But it's interesting. Fantasy football is big. It's huge now. It all started with fantasy baseball, but fantasy football league. Most people are in multiple leagues, different things. But I wanted to take a look at fantasy from the aspect, does the fantasy football craze change the way we look at players? Are we just crunching numbers and saying this player did well, this player because he got me fantasy points, but can he lead and get a team a victory? It's about W's. Do you think the whole fantasy craze has really changed the way we kind of look at players now? We're all looking at the numbers and stats and not looking at the intangibles about when we're evaluating what player is the best player and winning matters.
Fantasy to me is, it has its own entity, even though you got the NFL thing happening, because that's what it's about. It's about points. Yeah. So, the guy who gets, a certain amount of points on your fantasy team, he doesn't necessarily have to be the best player. So it's just a game where it's very lucrative to whoever is involved.
Yeah, I think it people look at it that way. I think a lot of people play fantasy football, so they know the players and they know the stats of the players these days because of fantasy football, and they kind of rate players based on the numbers.
Yeah,
this guy did this guy did that. I think some guys get devalued because of that. So you look at a guy like Antonio Brown per se, right? You have a conversation with somebody. You look at a guy like Brown, and they'll tell you, Juju had more catches and he had more yards or whatever. But what the fantasy football numbers don't tell you is that Juju had a lot more one-on-ones than Antonio Brown did. Yeah. So the fact that they were close in numbers tells you the brilliance to me of Antonio Brown, because I'm doing this while I'm routinely the number one target, especially without Le'Veon Bell in the lineup.
Right.
I'm the number one target of every defensive coordinator we play, and I'm still putting up these kind of numbers. And Juju's getting his, but he's getting his off the strength of me. So now we'll get to see this year, is Juju really on Antonio Brown's
That's what
level?
we're going to find out.
I think he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. I don't want it to sound like that, but I'm just using him as an example of a way that people look at fantasy football numbers and then they try to correlate that to who's the better player. And, that's not always the case,
Yeah, and then sometimes, and I'm looking at it, like I was saying, for the quarterback position, you can play terrible, errant throws on third down, and your team's down by 17-20 in the fourth quarter, and they go into a soft shell, and you get two drives and get 2 touchdowns. The next thing you know, all right, you got over 300 yards passing, and you got 3 touchdowns. Oh, you had a great game. But really, you didn't have a great game because, A, your team didn't win, and your play and your errant throws for the first 3 quarters is why the reason they were down.
Are you talking about Kirk Cousins?
It's the reason why you're down, and you never went on a primetime game either, Kirk Cousins. But yeah, so you looking at that. So it gets me. It's interesting because you the one thing about football and sports in general is talk and debate and who's this and who's the GOAT, and everybody puts up numbers and stats and everything. But you got to pass the eye test too.
Yeah. So you can
absolutely
with the stats nowadays, you can look at the end of the year stats and say, "Yo, I didn't realize it. I see why Kirk Cousins got $30 million. He was fourth in the league in passing yards.
Mm-hmm.
He was, but it doesn't tell the story that when we needed that crucial third down to change the momentum or to switch the field position in the first half to keep us in the game. He couldn't deliver that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, but when he gets against this soft shell, he's going to throw it across the middle. He's going to hit all these little open zones, and he's going to get his numbers up. But, that tells you the difference of the, with the eye test, like you said, that's telling you the difference between a Brady and a Breeze and a Rodgers and then some of these other guys. Stafford, yeah, he's talented. Kirk Cousins, he's talented. You know what I mean? But are they in the class with those guys? Not at all.
You sound like a football guy to me.
And to what you were saying earlier about everybody being devalued, I feel like that's why a lot of fans was mad at Le'Veon last year. Not because he was holding out trying to get his money, because they took him number one fantasy football.
Oh yeah, absolutely had a lot to do with it.
That's why everybody was mad. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, he had a lot to do with it.
But we're getting to that.
We got some shout outs, man.
Oh, shout him out.
All right, we got Mr. Dave Hamwright, Mr. James Fisher, Michelle Blackstone. How are you? King Haroon. What's up, brother? Mr. Bobby Huntley, director. My niece Takira. How are you?
How
Mr.
you doing?
Robert Green.
Hey, thanks for joining us.
Director Jade.
Oh,
Jason Reeves down in Hot Atlanta. And cousin Robert Farmer and Ronald Solomon.
Yeah.
What's up? Thanks for joining.
Definitely.
And Miss Mooney Higgs.
Hey, Miss Higgs. Hey, Relena.
Jessica Parker. That's who I got on my.
Miss Parker.
My cousin's wife. How you doing? Definitely. Let's jump into the other thing. We talk about the breakdown, and we've been talking about numbers and stats and analytics, and how the analytics have hit the NFL, and everybody's talking about these numbers. Everybody's talking about all these numbers that they crunch now and trying to evaluate players, evaluate talent. There's numbers. Madden has an official numbers cruncher that sets the players, and some players are upset about their Madden ratings. Interesting. And the things go back and forth. And it's interesting because still to me, I think the best team and the best coach, when you talk about these numbers and who's getting numbers, and I think that's what makes New England tough. And because of the intangible of the player they get, it's not just about the talent there. It's the intangible of, listen, you're number one wide receiver. They're doubling you. Their linebackers are slow, and they got 2/3 stringers in. Our running back's going to catch 25 passes today.
Right.
And you're not going to pout or whatever, but when that opening is up, we're going to take a shot with you, but you're not coming back in the huddle, you're not throwing a tantrum, you're not doing anything. Well, we won the game. We're going up and down the field because their linebackers can't cover our backs, and that's 7 yards a touch.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And next week they may have good linebackers and bad corners, and you're going to get off. So we talk about the analytics and numbers, but I think one of the things that makes them so tough, and I'm going to get into Bill Belichick for a second, is his ability to bring the intangibles of players. And I think that's where a lot of things in the numbers and the fantasy stuff, when you're trying to evaluate, Bill's working on becoming the greatest coach of all time in sports, not just in football. I think we can give him the best football coach all time or close to it. Yeah. Well, he in the conversation.
I don't like to say best, man. I say one of the best.
Well, he's in the class. It doesn't take long to take the role, as they say, with Bill. So Bill's up there, and I think that's one of the things that make New England tough is that you got to have players with the intangibles, and I think that's going in when you're building a team and see who's going to win or not. What do you guys think?
I think one thing with the Patriots that I love, been loving for years, is that Belichick, a lot of coaches tend to go in and say, hey, this is what we do.
Yeah.
We're going to do what we do best, and they just going to have to stop it, which, to some degree, yeah, I understand that. But when you're playing against a team, like you said, if Belichick goes in and he sees that, hey, their linebackers, whether it's their starters or not, they can't cover. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to our backs. We're going to hit the slot across the middle. We're going to tighten up the seam all day long, And I remember, like, vividly years ago, it was the early 2000s, and nobody could run the ball on the Minnesota Vikings. And Belichick came out, and I think they threw 25 straight passes.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I going to try to establish something? Why am I going to beat my head against
right.
the wall and establish something that I know I can't do, but I know these guys want to do? So they ran play action passes, and they just killed them up and down the field, quick tempo, and they murdered Minnesota that game. Murdered them. And I don't think any other coach in football would have done that.
Yeah. I mean, they used to throw a lot on the Steelers, too. A lot on the Steelers back in the day.
Is
Too.
that what they used to do?
Well, you knew you couldn't run on them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a testament. So most teams, when you go into New England, it's almost like you have to scout yourself to say, okay, what do we do well?
Right.
And then we have to guard against what we don't do well, because that's what they want to attack.
Yep.
Well, you know, for New England, I think it comes down to you have a bunch of professionals. Guess what? Everybody can run. And everybody's pretty much strong, right? So, if, for an example, if you have a safety that is a guy that he doesn't have to be the best safety athletically, but he's very disciplined, they're the kind of guys they look for. You know, stay at home, do your job.
Absolutely.
You know, the two ends, I don't need y'all to do anything else. I just need y'all to run like hell on the sides to get pressure, and at times I need you to drop back in coverage. I don't need you to do anything else. So I think it's with them, there's not a lot of freelancing going on, and sometimes you find the great athletes, and you can find them on absolutely every team, and you let them kind of do what they want to do,
and they'll make a play for you a
right,
lot of times,
right.
But then they'll get you beat,
and it'll be a play you never saw before too. But in New England's case, they don't need it. They just don't. They just need you to do your job. You know.
One thing about Belichick too is, everybody loses players. They lose players. They continue to win. So, but the biggest thing to me is like people tend to try to downplay Brady's greatness by saying, when he was out, they still won these games. But that's a testament to the coach, in my opinion, because when Brady's out, I'm not going to do or try to have them do what Brady does.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
I'm going to have them do what they can do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's why I'm able to win 11 games with Matt Castle.
Yeah,
that's why I'm able to go 3-1 with Hoyer and the other kid that they had a couple years ago.
Yeah,
right. Because I'm not just going to have a system and say, this is my system. This is what we're going to do. And the one thing that really sold me on Belichick was when I watched the Football Life, and they said told Lawrence Taylor that Belichick was going to be the defensive coordinator, and he was like, man, what's this guy going to do? And then Parcells was like, yeah, this is the guy that been coming up with all the schemes that you. Oh, okay, yeah, well, we good then. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy, man, you can't take anything away from him, man. And more coaches find themselves in a better situation to mimic what he does. Analytics is one thing, but just like you say, versatility in the football players, especially nowadays with so many injuries and things like that. When he took a guy like Troy Brown and put him on defense, and this guy's actually making plays on defense. Old school. We football players at the end of the day. We all play both ways at some point in our
life. Yeah,
well, it tells you something about him when you ready to. Brady didn't give him a reason to get traded or anything. He was ready to ship Brady out. Like, let's be real. Like, who does that type of stuff? Like, who ships away the golden boy when he's on top of his game?
That's the hard decisions he has to make. We've seen him do it over and over.
But he was ready to plug a guy in that we knew nothing about.
Right.
But he obviously felt something and saw something that none of us knew.
And that guy wasn't making any money, so we would be in a better situation
to put talent around him.
Right. And that's why you get rid of the Richard Seymours and the Jamie, what's the kid? They just signed him back. Jamie Collins. They got rid of him before this big money deal. Not because they couldn't play.
Yeah.
The other kid, Chandler Jones.
Yeah.
He's a big time pass rusher. You right? They got rid of him before they had to pay him because, paying him, with
handicap,
handicappers, right?
And
and we don't, we want to keep him.
Yeah.
But, this is and you can't argue with the results.
Nah, you absolutely not. Absolutely not. When you get rid of some of your best and you just keep on ticking, how do you tell me not to do it again when it's been working for you? The past 20 years?
Oh yeah, definitely. He's been putting in work.
Yeah,
no doubt. And I think New England, they'll definitely be in there. But what I want to do is run down some players.
Can I say one more thing about the Bill thing? I know I said I count him as one of the greatest, but as I'm thinking about it and we were making these points, he didn't have the luxury of Bart Starr. Lombardi had Bart Starr and all those guys on this team for years and years, and they dominated the league. He's doing this in the salary cap era with turnovers,
and also has a couple chips as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah, this is something that's
they got a nice
impressive.
system involved. They got a nice system.
It's impressive.
We'll be fools to say that they don't have a system. It's a beautiful system on the field and off.
I'll call Bill the greatest. I'll think twice about it, man.
It's impressive. It's impressive.
Bill was Sith Lord if y'all watch Star Wars. You feel me? That's the vibe I get with him. You got the force with him.
And nobody in his division is pretty much made the playoffs. It's like he doesn't have nothing to deal with.
Well, you got the division you only can play within the division for a certain part of the season.
Most divisions, it's at least 2 teams that make it to the playoffs.
We had this conversation 100 times. I'm with you on that.
I hear that argument.
I feel you.
I'm
with you on that.
But Chuck Noll has 4 Super Bowl. But Chuck Noll has 4 Super Bowl rings in the 4. And when the Pittsburgh ran that division, they didn't have any. The other 3 teams were down. Like that.
But you can name times when they had these runs. Like
not back in the 70s. There was no runs. It was the Steelers.
All 3 of us.
Yeah.
Arizona, the Niners, and the Seahawks been to the championship.
Arizona.
Arizona. What you call?
Yeah, they were
won
all 4
time.
teams. The Rams, the midnight,
all
4 of y'all teams.
They've been wide as park though.
You know what I mean? Like so.
Arizona.
Arizona was there. What?
Yeah,
The teams.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
But you do understand.
But no,
you're talking about
10 years
what
ago.
he's saying is,
The teams in his conference.
in Brady's 17, 18-year
Belichick
career,
was coaching in all them times.
There's
he
not
had to
been a
play
threat.
against 2 years against a good defense.
It's
He
not
had to
been a
play
threat.
against the Jets when Sanchez first came. That's it.
All my teams in my
That's
division
it.
has made the Super Bowl with Belichick coaching.
You do realize
I'm just saying.
that's only 6 games out of 16 this year.
Listen, all my
I'm
teams
just
in my
saying.
division
But
has
guess
made
what?
the Super Bowl.
Guess what?
And some of them twice.
If you going 6-0 in your division, you only got to win 10 games. Them other 10 games ain't going to be
And some of them twice.
all juggernauts.
Okay.
You playing
Sometimes might be 3 times.
But understand this: if your team has played it, when you get to the playoffs, you're gonna get exposed.
Listen, I'm not taking nothing from the man.
If your team has
But
played
since
it,
he's been coaching,
y'all resting week 16,
my
week
whole division
17.
been in the
Well,
playoffs.
Belichick don't rest nobody.
No.
Y'all got the bye.
No. New England never rested. If
come
you
back.
remember, Wes Welker tore his ACL in Week 16 meaningless game in Houston because they didn't rest. Belichick don't believe in that. We play.
Brady don't play week 17.
He do too.
Yeah, he played.
That's why he played the first quarter.
Wes Welker tore his ACL in Week 16, the last game of the season, in a meaningless game in Houston, going into the playoffs. Wes Welker. They
Belichick
all
play out.
Belichick plays it out.
I'm not-
But I understand the point you're trying
I'm
to
not
make.
taking nothing from
I
the
understand the point you're trying to make. All I'm saying is this. That's only 6 out of 10 games. And
That's not
when-
only
when-
in the NFL.
it
That's
is.
only in the NBA.
It
In
is.
the
I see
NFL,
where Jonathan's.
That's a chunk
So
of your
when-
season.
so when-
6 games is a lot.
Check this out. Check this out. To that point, Indianapolis Colts, they was running their division the same way.
Yeah, I'm not
But guess how many championships they got? How many times they get to the show and get exposed?
Oh, you
and
gonna
get
run
knocked
into that
off?
buzzsaw?
How many times did New England Indianapolis go 13-3, 14-2, look like the best things in sliced bread, get to the playoffs and get knocked off?
Well,
How many
Jacksonville was
times?
still making the playoffs. Teams were still making the playoffs that was in the division.
Regardless.
Teams were still. I'm saying when Niners, we were all unstoppable teams.
When?
The Niners was unstoppable them years. The Seahawks was unstoppable them years. When Arizona had Fitzgerald and Bolden, and they were we all had unstoppable years. Those teams, whereas though. It's never been a team in his division that's been unstoppable.
I'll give you
Now,
this.
I'm
This
not
is-
talking
this is-
about the teams that they're playing.
I remember
This is what I'll give you.
I remember
I can-
3 years where the Niners and the Seahawks was top of the league and going back and forth.
And then Arizona.
No,
when they had
what he's
the one
saying
year-
is the Jets has never been unstoppable.
the Jets,
the
the
Bills
Jets,
has
the
not
Jets
been
went to the
unstoppable.
AFC Championship
wasn't
2-3 years in a
unstoppable,
row.
Because of their defense. I said
wasn't
that. I said that
unstoppable.
5 minutes ago. I
wasn't
said the only
unstoppable.
team that he ever had that they had was Sanchez first 2 years. When
Yeah.
Sanchez
The
first came
Rams,
in the
the
league.
Rams been unstoppable. You see these teams.
here's
What
what
other
I can
good quarterback
give.
has Brady went against
You
his
seen these
division?
teams in my division.
What future
all
Hall of
been
Famer
unstoppable.
has been in the
Look at our
NFC
teams
East
that said,
for the
"Hey,
past
they made the
18
Super Bowl
years?
this year."
Here's what I can
The
give you,
Niners won the
Jonathan.
Super
I can give you
I
this.
got
All
something
right,
for you. Go ahead.
when you in a conference where you have competitive teams that are a threat to either going deep in the playoffs or the Super Bowl. Now, case in point, my beloved Steelers and the Ravens. Okay,
Correct.
Now, you're looking at 2 games that somebody's gonna get beat up. We don't know who's gonna win. Sometime we don't know who's gonna lose, but we guaranteed you're gonna get broke up. So if you have somebody opponent like that in your conference, and just say you beat, and
That's
just
my
say
next
you
point.
beat them. Hold on, and just say that you beat them twice, right? Even though I beat them twice, guess who I don't want to see that third time in the playoffs?
That team.
So New England they would never have to worry about that. They never have to worry about getting beat up. If Pittsburgh goes to the AFC wild card game, their first playoff game, or even second, somebody's going in with a limp that next week playing somebody who hasn't been in the battle.
Resting.
Right, yeah, resting. So I'm leaning with you as far as that's concerned. Because going into the season, we know New England is going to win the conference every year. Let's not play like, the other teams got little pieces, but we know they're going to win. We know that if they play the Jets or Miami week 8, and then week 9 they go against Pittsburgh or they go against the Falcons, any of them top tier teams, the Eagles, it's still a chance that New England still can win because the team that was in their conference was a juke. Now, if you look at any of the teams, like let's say Dallas and the Eagles, they play, right? And next week, they got to play another competitive team. Dallas or the Eagles, they might lose just because we know what happened the week before to that team in their conference. So I get that part,
Yeah, I'm just saying, every division got teams where they looked great. We never seen nobody else come out of that conference looking great.
You talking about the division?
In that division, in history, we never seen it since Belichick been there. So I'm not taking nothing from him. Just saying he's feeling some good hands.
So we talk about numbers, right? This is one thing. Do y'all know in the NFL when you finish first, when you play teams outside of your divisions, you playing every first place team in that division.
But you also playing your division.
You know that, right?
But you play your division.
So if they finish first, all these years, that means every year out of their division, they playing the top team from the year before, Pittsburgh or Baltimore, whichever it is. They playing that game. They playing the Colts or they playing whoever they playing all those top teams.
But they playing the teams that rotate. Pittsburgh is not going to be the top team 2-3 years straight. Baltimore's going to be that. They playing teams.
But it
the
don't
Niners
matter.
is not going to be the top team.
But it don't matter. They still playing the top team.
And now when he won 3 games the next year.
But they still playing the top team though.
Based off of last year.
It don't matter.
It does matter. Because they playing the team based off of last year who's not that same team.
So right now we know New England's playing Pittsburgh this year. They won the division, right?
But they're not the same Pittsburgh.
Didn't Pittsburgh win the division?
They're not going to be good this year.
No.
Why they not going to be good?
Because they not.
Pittsburgh
didn't make. We didn't make the playoffs.
Who won the division?
Baltimore.
Oh, that's who they going to play this year. The division.
They lost how many pieces on defense?
Ain't their quarterback?
Hey,
No, quarterback's coming back.
Listen,
No, their starters there.
everybody got the same advantage, man. Because if that's the case, the Philadelphia Eagles should have 6 or 7 Super Bowls. Because it was a time in the NFC East when the Giants sucked, the Redskins sucked, and the Cowboys sucked all them years in a row.
I don't remember that time.
I remember. Sunni.
Yeah, we remember.
Explain that.
Yeah.
Explain that.
You talk
when Quincy.
Suck is different from
When did the Eagles run start? 99. Who
We
was
talking about
good?
the Quincy Carter days.
The Quincy Carters.
Oh, the Quincy Carter.
Yeah. The Quincy Carters and the Rex Grossmans or whoever was in.
Eagles got there. Eagles just didn't win the game.
Yeah.
They ran the division. They still ran the division.
My point exactly. New England's getting there and winning the games. That's my point. They got an easy run.
Right.
They get there, and guess what they do when they get there? When they play the Baltimores, the Pittsburghs,
the
the Colts,
Eagles,
everybody,
to
they
your
win.
point,
though,
The Broncos, they win.
To your point, the Eagles a 5-6 year stretch. We talking 18 years.
Regardless.
It's kids that was born and graduated high school in this
Regardless.
run.
In that 5 or 6 year stretch, the Eagles having an easy run. How many Super Bowls they get to and win? How many did they get to? 1. How many did they win? None. So you took New England that had 3 different runs.
Hey, I was with you when I said I think Belichick's the greatest coach. So I'm not denying that. I'm not taking nothing from that man. He's a better coach than Andy Reid.
Dude.
So that is what it is. But what
the
I'm
man
saying is,
the man had Pittman and
what
Jordan.
he's saying is
then
right
the man
on.
got Shaq and Kobe.
They made it.
The man had Pittman and Jordan, then the man got Shaq and Kobe.
And
I'm calling a spade a spade.
They made it to the Super
You
Bowl
know,
without their best
Football.
receiver.
Hey.
Didn't they make it to the Super Bowl a couple years ago without their best receiver?
Without Gronk, yeah.
Didn't they make it? Didn't they win the Super Bowl without Edelman?
The
Yeah.
man had Pittman.
They just won.
Jordan,
Hold on,
and
so
Rodgers.
hold on, time out. They just won a Super Bowl without their best receiver, who's a Hall of Famer, Gronk. Or he went to
Yo.
the Super Bowl, and then they just won one without their best receiver, Edelman.
The equivalent of you
They
saying
didn't lose
they
one.
they had element this year.
Back to a back third string quarterback also.
I'm just
They
saying.
did lose one
The
in the middle of that
equivalent
to a
of you
third string
saying
quarterback.
Who was the third string
Yo,
quarterback?
False. They did lose one to a third string quarterback. Don't forget that.
You said
Soon as you got my
but you
my
said
flag,
that
you
the
got you got my yellow flag.
The Rockets beat the dynasty.
A third string
And my
quarterback.
whistle.
That Rams team.
I need my yellow flag and my whistle right now.
AFC to beat them Rams.
The Rams was done. Gurley injury was.
I can't tell
That's
you.
the equivalent of the
C.J.
Raptors
Anderson
beating
was
the
running for
Warriors.
$150 a game. C.J. Anderson came and ran for $150 a game.
CJ, they used to play for my team. He ain't winning nothing.
He ran for $150 with
I
Gurley
don't
out.
care. It's CJ Anderson.
This is why I like y'all guys right here.
Yeah.
done, man.
But we're gonna jump
Sports
in.
talk.
We got a sports talk live for the culture.
Live in the ring and the
Shout outs
ranch.
real quick. Shout out to my wife Sheree.
Hey,
Beautiful.
wifey.
And,
Hey.
shout out to my homie Billy Rick. Good, good upcoming comedian. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Yeah.
Definitely. Well, one other thing I want to get into, definitely this was Sports Talk Live for the culture. If Belichick gets 7, with 2 as a defensive coordinator, that would make 9. That's pretty much a wrap.
He's in stone. We can
He's in
give it to
stone.
him.
I'm
He's
not
in
taking
stone.
that. I'm not saying.
No, I mean, he's
you
really
got-
good coach.
You
I like-
really gotta look at it all, though.
I still say he the greatest.
When we looking at
I look at it. I think I'm looking at it from also being a defensive coordinator and
In
being
the best division of football at the time, right?
at the best division of football and
dominated.
and taking out the San Francisco 49ers are going up against Bill Walsh.
Oh, and by the way, you got to take them out if you're taking Belichick's drinks. If you're knocking his down because of the division,
Let's
you got to
not
knock the 49ers
forget.
down.
Let's not
when
forget
they
he
was
coached the
running.
Browns at one point. Let's not forget he coached the Browns at one point.
What
And he
was
had
their record?
not a good one.
Yeah,
We could Google that.
Let's not forget Spygate either. Since y'all don't want to forget
There's a
nothing.
lot of gates. Spygate.
hey, you got to push the edge. But I want to jump in. What I did, I got a list of players that are coming into the season. I want to get you guys spin on it. Will they be trending up or will they be trending down? Moving forward. And what do you think? You got Tom Brady. Is he the GOAT quarterback of all time? Everybody argues that.
No.
Will Tom trend up this year, or is it? Are we going to see a decline in Tom Brady? He'll be 40 plus. Is this
also say no.
the year that
I ain't
he's?
voting against him.
Neither am I.
What do you think, Jonathan?
Nah, I don't think it's gonna be. It may be there, but it's not gonna show. Like
Yeah.
whereas though they're not gonna put that much on him. Like when Peyton on his we seen the decline when Peyton, even though he won the Super Bowl that year, we seen the decline because he was forcing a lot of passes.
Part of that was an injury too.
Yeah,
Man. We
the
heard
injury,
that.
right, yeah. That's what we seen it. We seen him forcing a lot of passes, but he's not. That's not Brady's game. And Brady throws wide open passes. Like his scheme is just. You can't guard that scheme. You know when they got 2 tight ends crossing each other, picking each other, man, and the
12
the
personnel
fullback coming out the backfield, catching 20 yards down the field. Like you can't prepare for that. So I don't think he's not throwing 45 yards down the field. So you're not going to see the decline.
Is he throwing wide open passes or is he just making a perfect read?
He gonna look
Oh,
better.
he's making both. He's making the right read, and the players are wide open. But he's not. We're not going to see him airing the ball
They
out,
NFL open.
and it's falling short because he's getting old. Like he doesn't throw the ball 45 yards down the
Right.
field. You know,
Yeah.
We haven't seen that in years. You know what I mean?
Hey, when you get rid of the ball in like 2.5 seconds, it's the fact that they can't touch you. He can probably play as long as he wants to, as long as he stays sharp.
It's not old school back in the day.
Nah.
This boy might play to 6.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna look better. I don't
It's
think
his
he's gonna
mind, man.
increase or decrease. I think he's gonna be the same Tom Brady we've been saying. But I do think he's gonna look better because they're giving him more of a running game. So he's not even gonna have to throw the ball that
He
much.
got a nice running.
You know what I'm saying? He got a nice running game, so it's gonna be the same. Like if we do the Madden ratings, if he rated at 89, he's gonna still be at 89, but he gonna look like a 95 just because he got more running game.
And the part that people discount is your IQ makes up for your lack of athleticism.
Exactly.
Well, that's him all the way
If
because
I
he's
step
not
up to the
athletic
line
at
of
all.
scrimmage
You know,
and I know if I know we all played Madden at one point in time. You got to the line and you heard him hike the ball. You knew that this cat was
you
going to
looking
be
at a man
open.
champion right across
You
from
dig
you,
what I'm
man.
saying? You knew the guy when you came up to the line and you knew
I got
that
out
guy
of
was
Tecmo
open.
Bowl.
You ain't had nothing to worry about.
Right,
They
right.
in the wrong defense. I got them. So that's
Yeah.
Brady walking up to the line all the time. I'm walking up there.
Oh, yeah.
And I see, they in this. Let me switch to that because this is gonna be wild.
Oh, yeah. That's,
and that's
you know.
why you can get rid of the ball in 2 seconds.
Right.
And that's why Brady, who's 40 something, gets
Right.
rid of the ball in 2 something seconds. And then you got these younger dudes, and they look like they holding the ball forever because they don't see the same game that
Right.
he's seeing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot to be said for
all the great
your
players.
IQ.
All the great players, the great ones. I don't care what sport it is. They see things that other people can't see,
Absolutely,
and that's what
exactly.
makes them great.
Any position.
Makes them
Yo,
great.
did y'all see the Brett Favre thing on Facebook?
What was it?
Brett Favre didn't know what a nickel defense was. Did y'all see that?
I ain't see that, but I believe.
He didn't know. Like, it was a couple
Not
years
the nickel.
in, and Ty Detmer's the backup, and he didn't know, but he was scared to ask because he didn't know. And then one day he said, I just got the courage. He was like, hey, Ty. He said, what? He said, what is the nickel defense? And Ty Detmer was like, are you serious? You know? Nah,
So
he's
we
like,
know
nah.
what you were doing in the meetings.
I was like, nah, I don't know. What is it? He said, they take out a linebacker and puts in a D-back, and you got 5 D-backs, henceforth a nickel defense. And Brett Favre goes, who gives a damn? Like,
Look,
I
it's
just
11 guys over there,
there's
and I'm going to just
11
pick them
guys,
apart no
you
matter
know,
what.
yeah. That was like hilarious. He
Brett
told
was
that
too
story.
busy slinging that ball. He ain't good.
Right,
You was
right,
a 4-3, 5-2.
So we got Tom maintaining till
Yeah.
proven otherwise.
Right.
Definitely, I want to jump in. The boy genius, McVay, got exposed against the legend, the GOAT in the Super Bowl. Pressure on him. What do you think? He's going to keep moving the Rams forward, or he's going to come back to earth? What's the deal with Scott McVay?
I wouldn't really say exposed. I mean, I know it looked like that, but once you got a game plan set up, and like we saying, he's young, he's not Belichick, so it's hard to think on the whim. But once you got a game plan ready, and then you got your star running back, who was almost an MVP candidate, I believe, the year before, comes out with a problem, like it just throws your whole ship off. Even though, the backup Ram was running for 1-something, but he can't catch out of the backfield, like Gurley can. So it changed his whole setup. Now his quarterback, who looks Goff, who looks so good, he's not able to pass the way he wants because he can't look to the check down. He don't have that check down. So it threw his whole offense off, and you really seen it, in the Super Bowl.
So that's the whole definition of not the
No, we talking about somebody that's 2 years coaching to somebody that's 20 years coaching.
I'm talking about him. He got exposed. So hopefully, if you're a Rams fan, he learned to say, hey, I need to have a plan B just in case Gurley goes down.
I think
just
he will
in
get
case this guy go. And I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think he's a sharp dude, and I agree with you that now he'll have, which I think he didn't have in the Super Bowl, was a plan B. If they taking away this, what we want to do, what's going to be our plan B?
Right.
And I think I believe he's sharp enough that
Right.
he will now go in and say, okay, this is our game plan. And if they decide to take this away, or if they start taking, if it's not working, we'll go to, this over here.
Yeah.
Or, we'll be able to see what it is they're doing, because I think that's what it was. They couldn't figure out initially what they were doing in time enough to make the change. So I think he'll be able to make that move. I think he's a sharp dude, man.
I'm going to say this. It's like, did you want?
I was going to say off what he was saying. He was doing so good from the jump that he never faced that. So it's like when he finally ran to that adversity, he like, what do I do? So
Hold on.
I'm right with you.
Did he do good because the division was down?
I'm gonna say no just because
Seattle was still
Seattle was formidable.
So I say no just because of his scheme, his offensive scheme. Like, I can't speak to the
Legion of
defense,
Boom,
but his offensive scheme, the way they make everything look the same, and all of the play action passes are coming off the same type of action. Like, I'm gonna say no because of that. And one thing he did was revolutionize the game in a way to where they hurry up and get to the line, so he can still talk to the quarterback before the headphone cut off, and help his quarterback out at the line of scrimmage while they're looking at the same thing. Okay, you see that? We're gonna go to this. Switch to the other side. Which nobody was doing that. You figure in the NFL, they snapping the ball at 1 second on the play clock. You know what I'm saying? But and they don't even come up to the line of scrimmage till maybe 8 seconds on the clock. Where these guys get to the line of scrimmage, it might be 22 seconds. To and where he can still talk to him and say, okay, look at this, look at that, change this, change that before the microphone cuts off. So I think this guy's
listen.
sharp,
I'm going to say this like really, like, let's look at the whole scope of things. Okay. So, who was in the Super Bowl? The Rams in New England. All right. What was the score?
It was low scoring.
Like
13-3. You know what that tells me? That New England couldn't do what they wanted to do. They scored one touchdown. So you don't have a defensive problem. You got Mr. Donald. You got something that's a whole lot is right on the defensive side of the football. I'm looking towards the offense. That's what I'm looking. Anytime you lose a game 13-3 and 13 is not enough, you got an offensive problem to me, because that's supposed to get you a victory.
Right.
One touchdown, 2 field goals. You can't win with that.
Yeah.
I'm focusing straight on offense.
Right. Well,
I don't know if it's a coach, quarterback thing, or whatever.
Went down. The back went down, who was probably 75% of their offense. You know, he was.
He caused an interception too, right? Didn't want to go through his hands and
It was probably 70%. Once you lose 75% of your offense, like not just
you had to figure a
you know,
whole lot
running from
out.
the back for he was
Tom
catching
a lot
on
of
the back.
numbers. I don't know if he was 75.
He probably was 75% of that offense, man. And he
High
probably,
number, huh?
And I'm adding on though. I'm adding on when he goes out to the flat and he draws 2 people, and now the slot is coming across the middle wide open because everybody went to Gurley on the flat. I'm counting that as percentage. That's his offense. I'm counting.
This the only thing I say about that is, before the Super Bowl they played 2 playoff games and Gurley barely played.
Right.
So you couldn't have went in the Super Bowl thinking he gonna play all of this game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if he was thinking that and that's what he did, then I may have to rethink what I just said earlier. But I don't think that. Man. I think he's a good coach, man.
Yeah. Definitely. I want to jump to a player on his team, Aaron Donald. Question: is he the best player, regardless of position, in the NFL? And is he on track to become the best defensive tackle in the history of the game?
If we talking on track and the way it's headed, the way it looks, if he continues this pace without getting injured, you're gonna have to say, yeah, man, this dude's a beast.
So guess what? This is how you evaluate guys like real quick. All right, we in the business of we watch how many guys we in a holdout industry now, right?
Yeah.
Where we saw Le'Veon Bell sit out a whole year. We even see Zeke threatening. We seen guys sit out. They threaten. How much money he get from the Rams? Did we see a threatened holdout from them? Did we see anything? All we saw was ink to paper, right?
Yeah.
That's all we saw. So what that tell you? Now he doesn't play. Last time I checked, he doesn't play on offense.
No.
So you gonna guarantee somebody 22 a year that puts their hand in the ground? So what that tell you?
He's a stud.
Yeah.
So it's really no explanation of how great he is now and how
300 pounds with 4'6", man. He's a stud.
Like if you just watch him, man, and the disruption and stuff that he causes, forget about the sacks.
Yeah.
Like the quarterback's really worrying about 99, dude, for real, because we don't know what he's going to disrupt something.
He calls it 99 problem.
99 problem.
I seen this bull, no homo, with his shirt off, and I said.
He play running back.
I said he in the middle with no gut. I said no, you don't. I think of like a Warren Sapp. When I think of the middle man,
he's the LeBron and lead tackles.
Nada. Like
Knee girth.
you think of weight. I'm like, this bull got no gut. How's he moving these bulls around like that?
Listen, man, this guy.
Powerful.
Then I watch
Technique,
him move these bulls around like
fast, everything.
How's he moving these
The
bulls
only other
around?
special,
guy,
man.
only other guy I saw do things that he do, man, is Sapp.
Right.
I mean, like
And Sapp was a great athlete. He was a tight end.
20 sacks from the defensive tackle spot.
Right.
Up the middle.
Up the middle, and
That's-
they throwing the ball quick now.
That's
So how you
unheard
doing
of,
that?
man.
How you doing that?
20 sacks up the gut, man.
And
I
guess
think
what?
Sapp might have did it once. I think he had 19 or something like that.
And it's sad to announce that he was on our draft board in college.
Yeah, he's a Pittsburgh player.
Pittsburgh, how y'all gonna
right
take
there.
it?
We're not gonna get into that
Y'all
right now.
passed him over?
Not gonna
Oh,
get
we
into
got to shout out David Gordon. Said he don't believe he's better than Sapp. He said he don't
Well,
want to put
the
that.
only
we said-
thing we
we
can
said
say is
not now,
now,
but on pace.
now,
He
right,
said, is he
right,
on
right,
pace to be
on
the
pace.
best? So if he
Oh,
keeps
without
up
a doubt.
these numbers,
Yeah.
that's what he.
He's
If
saying
he
on
does what
pace
he
to be better
does
than
for like
Sapp.
these next 6 or 7
He
years,
already clipped
Shout out to
Sapp's
Gio.
biggest season right now.
You figure
so
Sapp-
is he able to keep it up?
Sapp is close to 99, maybe 100 sacks at a D tackle
I'm
spot.
with it.
That's
I'm with
incredible,
him on
man.
that.
Oh, yeah.
That is incredible.
Well, David's
But
saying they
think Sapp
pass
would
more.
be the-
Yeah,
He's
he
saying
said,
they
he said they passed
Sapp
more. He
would
said
be
Sapp
the-
would be able
I'm
to
with
do
you.
it
I
today.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But I'm saying if he stays on this pace, he could end up. The pace he's on right now is the defensive ends pace.
But you also got to be more careful.
150.
You just can't go out and get the quarterback, man. You got to
150.
You got to.
Sapp did have a Pro Bowl DN and Simeon Rice too.
He can't let him.
Hall of Famers. You couldn't double him that much.
And to what you said, so you got to be more careful getting them. It's a little bit more finesse. With getting the quarterback versus you just going to
you figure typically though that interior lineman is the one that opens the door for the
everybody else
defensive end.
Hey man,
right. If Simeon Rice has Sapp, not the other way around.
Right. If the offensive coordinator says that we have to double this guy, then what that tell you?
Yeah.
Like somebody got to do something about this guy.
That's why I didn't know why Hasu didn't get off the way he should have this year. Like
Sue's old now. He's old.
Sue's old. Doubled all night.
Yeah.
Sue's had one-on-one all night.
And they were running a 3-4
too.
Yeah.
What's was running a 3-4 too.
What year did Sue have like that?
He just talked.
He was a good player.
But he's out there.
So he didn't dominate.
Nah.
Like Sapp did, or like
never on their level. He had that one good season with the Lions.
But he's a good player.
Right, but I'm saying playing with somebody like this, you ain't never got to worry about getting doubled. I'm saying you playing with this type of player, you never going to get doubled.
He got miles on him now.
Oh yeah.
He got miles.
We got some shout outs soon.
Oh, shout him out.
Mr. Shane Blunt, what's happening, brother? Jermaine Green, what's happening? Michael Miller, what's up, brother? Mr. Greg Barr, Camden Zone, class of '92, brother. One scored 94 points in the game, but we ain't gonna take it all the way back, right? G Bar.
He had the green light, I would assume.
Green light, man, something to watch in high school.
Definitely.
David Handwright, Rocky Brick, how are you?
Hey,
Brandon Free Watson and Miss Monique Gooden, how are you?
How you doing? Thanks for
Roberto
joining.
Lombardi,
Sports
Taffy
Talk Live
Homer,
for Culture.
Mr. Bobby Huntley, and high school athletic director Mr. Howard Pomeroy.
Thank you.
Hakeem Chandler, Derek Smith, thanks for joining.
Oh, definitely.
Yo, after we run through these players, because I want to see if this particular player is on this list before I say it. I got a bold prediction, though.
Okay, we'll go through. I got some players up here. Interesting. I got all.
Run them list.
Gurley, done. The arthritic knee.
Yeah.
Done? I'm not going to give him the done.
He's decreasing. I'll give him that.
I'm not going to give him the done.
He's not going to have no good
when Paul George's leg went the other way and twisted, and then I still see him do. I'm not going to give him done.
But this is arthritis.
So
I'm not giving him done.
And his knees.
Not giving him done.
As a sufferer from arthritis myself, I can say for a fact that it hits you out of nowhere sometimes. So you could be feeling good all week in practice, and you could actually be going to the bus to go to the game, and it could just hit you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just something that you got to manage. It just depends on how well they manage it, man. He's young. They got the best trainers in the world, so you would think they would be able to manage it. But if they can manage it, it's a big if.
I'm gonna put it like this. I want him to be done. I don't want to see no player, just out of the league. But it's like, who's gonna want to pick that contract up? Is they gonna want to pay him that money on his next contract?
Well, they're not gonna get rid of him.
He's a running back.
They know who he is.
That's what I'm saying. He's already a running back. So what is the running back life? 8 years?
Yeah, he got his
Who's the running back life shuffle? 8 years?
4 years
average.
Now we're gonna throw arthritis in there?
I mean,
now we're gonna throw arthritis inside of that?
I need to see some cutting. I need to see something. I ain't gonna throw the towel in on it yet. Medicine.
So
they got medicine.
But it's really.
We seen he couldn't go.
It's really just a chronic pain, man. Just a chronic pain. So, like I said, man, you could be regular, normal. You know what I mean, something could shift in there a little bit, and it's just a matter of, can he deal with the pain?
Man, he may want to take a pick.
Well, they already said he's not gonna be the workhorse that they had him out to be. They said he's not gonna run the bulk carries and everything. They're gonna slow him down.
We're gonna see.
We won't say. I think he's trending down.
I think downward.
He's going to go in there on some mids.
Down too. Only because the years you've had, the last couple of years have been so big.
Yeah.
Right.
Now he has this little injury. I can't imagine he's gonna put up those numbers. He'll put up good numbers, but
that's what I'm saying.
And it's not even like an injury. It's not like a calf strain. Even like a ACL. He can come back from that. Like, this is. You can't repair this, is what I'm saying. Like, you can't. It's nothing we can do about this.
Right. I agree.
So
tell me.
I'm hurt right now. Huh?
Preach to the choir.
You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing we can do about this. It's not like we can repair him or whatever.
Damn. So we got him on that. Next one, Mr. Roethlisberger. Dude.
Decrease. Capital D.
Whoa. It's my quarterback, man.
He decreased last season.
That's my quarterback.
No, matter of fact, I say this. He gonna stay the same because he decreased last season.
That's my quarterback.
So he might be as the same as last season.
Okay,
Technically,
okay,
I
T.O.
can't say decrease.
I'm gonna say
quarterback. Talking about my
I'm
quarterback,
gonna say
man.
decrease, just because I can't see you losing that stud, security blanket, and and now no Bell either. Connor's a good player, but he ain't putting no fear in nobody's heart to where we gonna give everybody one-on-one coverage in the secondary. And I'm gonna say decrease.
What's my guy from the Seahawks name? The running back they got? They got a couple of them.
Carson,
But yeah, he like a Carson, like Connor, like
Run hard, he gonna make
he gonna run hard, he gonna get his plays, he gonna get his numbers. I think he's serviceable, but he ain't no Le'Veon.
You ain't worried about him hitting no home run on you.
Yeah, he ain't worried about that. He
But
might get one.
Well, they used to describe those type of backs back
I'm
in the
gonna say
day.
decrease
I
with
don't know.
capital D.
There's a kind of back like they said, look,
Y'all go ahead and talk. I'm gonna finish. I don't know.
Connor's the back. If it's third and 3, he's gonna get you 4 yards. If it's third and 5, he's gonna get you 4 yards. That's the type of back he is. He's that's what Connor is.
Yeah, I don't know if Ben going to decrease though. I'm gonna go against the grain with everybody.
Capital D, man.
I think because
You saying that because of the tent?
it's
It
back
look
on
like,
his
it look like
shoulders.
he, look, he got a
It's back on
49ers
it's
jersey
back
on
on
right
his
there.
shoulders.
That's why you saying that.
It's back on his shoulders, and everybody counting him out. You got no Bell. You done lost arguably the best receiver in the game right now. Like
He got a ton of pressure because
know,
he got
can you
no
hit?
Bell.
It's gonna come down now.
No Brown.
Can you hit 9 targets a game? Like he's gonna have to spread the ball around like that. It's not like he can just hit Brown on 3 home runs and win the game.
Jonathan, not only does he have no Brown, but he's seen by many as the reason that Brown is gone.
Y'all finish, man.
So you gotta step up. So
finish.
Duke, this is close because you Steeler Nation. Let us into the Steeler Nation.
Let's still finish it off.
Well, here's the thing, right? I think that you guys are forgetting that. Did you know Antonio Brown before we drafted him? Did anybody know?
I got a little hint. He was an underrated quarterback and defensive back out of the down at Miami when he was coming up, and then went to I think Miami of Ohio,
Central Michigan.
See?
Central Michigan.
See, we got a lot of little question marks, but we got some info. So you got some info. So what's that tell you, right? That tells you that development on the offensive side of the ball is happening in Pittsburgh.
True. I give you that.
So with that being
Right about that, I
said,
give you that.
it's going to be some
Make another Brown.
innovative. It's going to be some innovative ways happening because put it this way, if you look at the history at wide receiver, right?
They change. They keep them.
Yeah, you don't. I mean,
They've been heavy rotation.
Look, you go back to Lynn Swan, Stallworth, and then in between that, but I'm saying,
Louis Lips. You want to throw another one out there?
but in between that,
Nate Washington.
yeah, but in between that, you feel where I'm
Yancey
coming from?
Thigpen.
Yancey
You did.
Thigpen. Yeah.
So we got those guys on our roster now, the Yancey Thigpens, and we got them now.
You hope.
No, we do. We got them now. Juju on that beat. Juju.
I like
yeah.
Juju.
So Juju, we got Sidney Moncrief came over. What?
Man, come on, man.
All I need you to do is move the chains. We don't need a Randy Moss.
Different philosophy.
Yeah.
Not high, more ground and pound,
Yeah.
more just moving
1-2
chains,
boot,
time of
yeah.
possession.
That's it.
Not
That's
high
it.
flying. We just gonna hold on to the
If
ball.
you think
Hey,
Juju
protect your
wasn't,
defense.
if you think
Protect your
Juju was
defense.
at the club this offseason, you out your mind. Juju was in that gym
I agree.
to
Yeah.
prove that he's number one. He
I
already
agree.
got told he was the number
I
one
agree.
last year.
I'm gonna
But
tell
guess
y'all
what?
now.
Guess what? This
Juju
ain't-
in that joint working out.
This ain't the increase decrease about the Steelers receiving core.
Yeah.
This is about
Yeah.
This is about Roethlisberger. That's all. That's all this is
All
about.
right. So with that being said,
I ain't got been decreasing.
with that being said,
Oh, when we
Ben,
get to that, when we get to the AFC North, we can have this discussion.
You're not gonna see many
Now,
deep
now are you
balls.
talking about his now? Are we talking about his record or just him?
his
skill?
play,
Just
his
him.
play, his
Just
play.
him. 'Cause I believe he can win. What he won? 7 games, 8 games last year.
No, I believe the team can win. We talking about his play.
9, man.
You want
Better be all right. Better be. He'll be fine, man.
Y'all ain't made the playoffs y'all won 9? Oh, y'all side a little different.
Y'all gonna be competing with the Bengals.
You
for
went 9
second
on our
place this
side. You
season.
getting in?
The Bengals gonna be back this
I'm
season.
open for bets. Us winning the conference and making the playoffs.
I'll take
I
that
just put
bet.
that
however
out.
much
I
want
had
to
you
bet
guys
right
winning
now.
the division.
Yeah,
but
we could do that.
was it.
I don't.
But it wasn't on the bench.
I'll
That's
take
okay.
that bet.
That's why we betting.
All right. Let's
Okay.
bet.
Old man Rivers.
Riv.
Love him.
Old man Rivers.
Love him and hate him.
Increase.
Oh, he's going up. He's got miles.
Or the
Now
same.
this
He got
might be,
miles and kids.
he might be one of the best fantasy football regular players that we don't say he all about fantasy, but he throws for 4,000 a year, so you got to put him in the fantasy category.
I'm gonna say They got weapons
Man,
too.
he got
out
9
there.
kids to feed. He ain't increasing nothing.
They got weapons out there too, man.
A little cousin David just chopped in a second ago. You know.
What's up, Dave?
What's up, Dave?
I think Phillip Rivers, man. I'm gonna say decrease, man. How long can these guys keep doing it for?
Yeah.
Man? And just the reason why I say that about him, man, is just that throwing motion that he has, man. It's so unorthodox, man.
I mean,
can't
he
see
in
him.
my division, so I won't. Go ahead, make him decrease.
I
I'm
can't
with
see
you.
him continuing. I can't see him continue. Even though they got
Tell me something I want to hear.
they got some weapons, man. They got some good players, man. They got a nice tight end, couple good receivers, a good running back, man. They got.
And they lost my man Tyrell though. Tyrell went to the Raiders. I like Tyrell Williams.
Allen gets hurt. His best receiver gets hurt a lot of times. So I mean,
Yeah.
but we talking about his play. Rivers, I got Rivers kind of coming back to the pack, decreasing. I don't know how many years you can keep up and doing it. I think they had a window of opportunity on his play, and it could be a situation like when Elway was not Elway, but they still got to the chip,
Right.
Off
It
of
could be.
Terrell Davis or something like that. But
I think he's at the
Yeah.
age
Yeah.
where
He
you
do
got to
Brett Favre,
load
bro.
up with things around him. That's the only way it's
and
going to
they
happen.
have it though. They have it.
Yeah.
They have it.
They disappointed me in the playoffs last year.
They
really.
I thought they would make a run last year.
Yeah, I thought I could have seen. I thought that they were going to go up into New England and make some noise.
Yeah,
and I
they
saw
really
that,
did.
and they just wasn't ready.
I thought they was primed to make a run.
Yeah, they weren't
It just
ready.
Didn't happen, man. Like you say, they got some weapons though. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Hunter Henry's back. Melvin Gordon, if he ever comes to camp. And their defense was pretty stout.
Wow.
Their defense was pretty stout.
Yeah.
So it could be a Elway thing, but Elway was decreasing at that time when he won them Super Bowls.
Oh, definitely. I think he's going to come back. And here's another guy, Coach Gruden. What's going to happen with the Oakland Raiders? All eyes on him.
Oh yeah.
Oh, $10 million a year. $10 million a year. Head coach, John Gruden. Are the Raiders going to take a big step forward under Gruden next year? What's going to happen with Gruden?
Yeah, they don't have a choice but to take a step forward. Gruden doesn't have a choice but to take a step forward. You know, so
He's so low. I'm gonna say increase.
I'm gonna say increase too,
Just
just
because.
I like the additions that they made on that team.
They can win 5 games and it's an increase. So you know.
Do you think he's got them running in the right direction, though? Do you think they're going to get back to the top of the West and be a legit threat under his tenure?
I'll say no.
In the
I'll say
AFC?
no.
I'm gonna say no, just because the West is so tough. No disrespect, Nate, but the Chiefs and the Chargers are clearly the class of that league.
Oh yeah, man. It is
Listen,
what it is. I'm realistic. I know what
I'm
our
like
defense gonna be
this.
trying to mess with this year.
I agree.
Our
And
offense is
I
the
think
question mark.
I think the Raiders can. They're gonna be competitive week in and week out, but I don't think they're gonna challenge the Chiefs or the Chargers.
We gonna beat them week 1 though. We might not win the division to be even in the playoffs.
All right,
We gonna beat the
so
Raiders
3
week
and 13. I got you.
So you think?
Nah, I'm saying 8 and 8.
Well, he's going to be there. You don't pay to give somebody $100 million guaranteed and keep him on a short
Oh no,
leash.
they all money in.
He'll
on
definitely
him.
be there until they move to
absolutely.
to Las Vegas.
He's. I mean, what I did not like is the Khalil Mack thing. How that went. I don't know how you just let that just go. You don't. If you're trying to build, like that's your cornerstone.
And that was who challenging Donald for the best defensive player.
And then
you know?
you got your QB in place, which I'm sure you're going to keep. But then he established a relationship with Amari Cooper. I thought you'd keep that in place. But you bring Antonio Brown in, which was great. But how long is he going to be playing? Because this thing is about relationships with receiver and quarterback. Like, why not keep them guys together for 10 years? Like, now Antonio Brown's going to play 3 years and go. Then Carr's going to have to do what? Khalil Mack was going to be there for 10
I don't think
years.
Carr in their future.
Who is, though?
We'll see
I mean, I
this
don't
season.
know. I'm saying
That's what I'm
because
saying.
of this guy.
We'll see this
I like
season,
Carr. I'm
Well,
saying 'cause of
Gruden
this
has
guy,
never really developed a young
I
quarterback.
don't
He
think,
always
I
had
don't
veterans.
think he liked Carr.
Never. He's like Sunni said, he never developed a young quarterback.
He always with the veterans.
When they won, he had veteran quarterbacks that were already established in the league and knew how to play. You know what I'm saying?
So I think it's going to be interesting as you move forward. You think he's going to have to come up and make some moves, and with the Raiders and Raiders Nation, we'll see. I got him coming up because you got to only come up out of the basement. I mean, you can't, like we're down. You can't go down. So definitely.
I mean, they made a new child's play, so it's gonna be a new Chucky out there. Mr. Wentz, Carson Wentz, gave the money, got the bag.
Increase or decrease this year?
Increase.
He got to increase because he barely played last year.
He has to.
He has to increase. Came in injured, then got injured. Again.
They got a lot more weapons and stuff. I know Mr. Gordon watching this, and he liking to hear that. But yeah, I got him increasing. I think they're going.
You better not
I
say
think the
decrease
Eagles put a lot of money
and
and a lot of emphasis on their offense.
Yeah. I like the Eagles moving forward. I mean, Wentz he's the guy. He's the future. We know his potential. Super athletic, strong arm. We see it. We saw enough to know that he has it. You know, it's his thing is about staying on the field. It's just about health. That's all it is. It's a matter of time for him. I don't know where this thing is going with his health, but that's always a question mark for a lot of people. Some guys are lucky in football. They just are. If you can play for 10 years, then you obviously some luck involved.
Yep.
Now we see these last 2 years it caught him. So hopefully these next 8 to 10 or whatever he can get on track as far as health, and he has the talent to do a whole bunch. So I'll say increase.
I think one thing these guys like Wentz, these athletic quarterbacks, when they come into the league, they don't put enough stock into. When you look at the health of the quarterbacks that's been before you, the most healthiest guys have been the ones that been statuesque in the pocket. Knowing when to get down, knowing when to throw the ball away. The guys that get hurt are the guys that's constantly trying to extend the play.
Young
constantly
guys
trying to make a play. You know
it is when you're young.
Right. And
even
like
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, and you figure like you think about Luck and Wentz and these guys.
Rodgers overrated.
You figure who's the other guy? RG3 running around. Vic always was hurt. You know, these guys that you would think could get out of this trouble. Deshaun Watson, he been in 3 years. He had one major injury, but you think about these guys, man, and I always liken it back to Kobe. The one thing I like about Kobe was that while he was still in his athletic prime, he added the old Michael Jordan facets to his game. He didn't wait for his athletic ability to decline and say, okay, I need to reinvent myself because I'm not as athletic.
Right.
He did it while he was still athletic. So he had that part of his game, and he still had his athleticism.
He read the blueprint.
Right. So some of these guys, you would think that they would be studying the Bradys and picking their brains, like, how do you get rid of the ball in 2 seconds? You know what I'm saying? Because you might get in a game where the pass rush is that heated, that fierce, and my athletic ability isn't serving me at all because I don't stand a chance. I need to read this defense and figure out pre-snap where to go with the ball.
Right.
And I just think a lot of these guys can't do it, won't do it, don't do it.
Or just used to. Like you lean on what you like when you lean on your like being athletic ability. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get out of the pocket.
After your career, you drop back and I always blame your younger coaches because it's like, okay, if I got a guy that's super athletic and I know they can move, the one thing I'm gonna do is in practice tell them you better not run.
Yeah.
Stay in the pocket, deliver the pass, make a decision. I know you can run.
It's hard when that heat's coming. That's for sure. When that heat's coming, somebody you feel that air swinging by your head, and somebody grab that jersey. If I got legs, I'm running.
I'm out of here.
I'm out.
I think Rodgers is the best guy at kind of combining the two because he'll be in the pocket. Now he'll make his moves to get out of trouble, but then he'll be right back looking upfield.
Right.
Really
it's not trying to go forward to make something.
Exactly. So I think those guys would be, real. It'll be real beneficial for those guys to study Aaron Rodgers and just see that, how he gives himself and his receivers more time by just dropping back in the pocket. They gotta respect that, right? And then, okay, now if I slide out of the pocket, that gives these guys more time to get open. And you see that in Rodgers' game week in and week out.
I actually think that's how Mahomes actually plays. The youngest one out of all the group.
Right, I agree.
I think that's how Mahomes actually plays.
It looks like somebody told him, hey, we know you can run, but you're going to need to
We got Andy Reid.
So
it's the same thing Andy Reid was trying to do with McNabb when everybody wanted McNabb to run.
Pace to be the GOAT.
I agree with you on
One
that.
season
I
in.
absolutely agree with you.
He on pace for that.
Holmes.
And you
speaking of Holmes.
There you go. There you go.
Hey, Jonathan, if you think about it, right? If you think about Mahomes and you watch the Kansas City games and he's killing you from the pocket.
Right.
Short passes, long passes, all of that. And then when you finally cover all of that up and he takes off and runs for a first down, that kills you. That kills you. We finally found a way to cover all these cats. And then this Joker takes off and runs, which he hadn't done it all day long.
And got 8 yards.
And it kills you. You know what I mean? As a defensive player, that's a man, that's a backbreaker. When you
wanna hurt
finally
that
cover
boy.
everything, and you turn back and look. Okay, they should have him by now. The ball should be out by now, and he's running at you.
Right.
That's a killer, man.
Yeah, definitely tough. I think Holmes, I don't know if he's going to throw 50 touchdown passes, but I think he's going to increase as he becomes the quarterback in the league. I think he's going to keep trending towards being the man, being the guy who's playing on Sunday night. Oh, Mahomes is playing. Oh, I'm watching.
Right.
Checking it out. I think
and I can't agree more.
As long as he can stay healthy.
Right,
Yeah.
he's one of the guys you want to, on Sunday comes, you trying to watch.
Yeah.
You know, you want to
And you know Andy Reid gonna put it in the air.
Oh
yeah. So
he makes all the throws, strong arm. He just needs. I think what they're going to find out with him, he's such a special talent that you need to put stuff around him and go ride.
And they redid their defense too. We'll get to, later in the month. We'll get to the teams.
I anticipate teams kind of, taking away a lot of those short throws because I read a stat the other day where it seemed like, he just was airing it out down the field, but the majority of his yards
West
came
Coast
short throws, which is Andy Reid's West Coast State.
Tyreek Hill.
Backs,
We'll get to him in a
tight ends,
second.
I think he
slots.
makes Andy Reid better. Though.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think you're gonna have teams taking that away to see. Okay, let's take these quick throws away from him early. Make him hold the ball. See if we can get to him, and then see if he can deliver these throws down the field. Not because of his. We know he can do it with his arm talent, but see if he can get through these reads fast enough because since we taking him away and get it down the field.
Yeah, I really don't see him increasing because he's just
hard to increase.
It's hard to increase that. Like it's hard to increase. If the scale is at 1 to 10 and we got him at a 10, it's hard. We can't go no higher. You know what I mean? Like so, it's hard to increase it. So it's like he's probably gonna like we said, he's probably gonna decrease, but he's gonna get better as a player. So he's gonna make better reads. He's gonna make better decisions and. He probably won't lose that game that he lost.
It's all about winning. For me, I'm not
Right.
really called into like he's going to throw 55 touchdowns. I'm just talking about his overall presence and tangibles. Like he's the man. Like
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right, that's what I feel is going to
All
happen.
boxes checked.
Yeah,
Or he
right.
has
Like you
one of
said,
them.
we don't think he's going to throw 50 touchdowns. Like that's going to be hard to do again. But
When I saw him throw the pass I used to throw, the cross,
When I'm sidearm
the
zones?
blind joint all the way across, yeah.
and then you see him throw it again.
My body facing this way, but I'm throwing that
And then
way.
you see him throw it again.
And then it's on the money again. Yeah,
And then you see him throw it another time.
yeah.
So we'll see his growth. I can see teams keeping their two safeties back, playing a light box, making them run the ball, be patient and run the ball, knowing they don't want to do that, and just seeing if he's able to just
get to
hand
that
the ball
second
off.
tier.
Just hand the ball
Because
off.
we know he can go deep. We know he can go short. They're gonna try to see if he probably can get to that second tier, which I think he can make any throw. What I saw last year.
I mean, definitely. He's been around. Grew up in a major league locker room.
And the fact
So
that
it's nothing too big for him.
his biggest weapon is not getting suspended somehow.
We'll talk to that. We'll get to that. It's just a fickle league.
Yeah.
Tricky Nick. Nick Foles will be in Jacksonville.
Decrease.
Decrease?
Yeah.
Decrease?
Yeah, decrease.
Well, what are you basing the decrease? Because he's in Jacksonville?
Yep.
Well,
Not only
go ahead.
Not only in Jacksonville, because we know Jacksonville did give the Colts problems in their time. So Jacksonville definitely is one of them teams that can win. And we've seen them win. We didn't see them win the big game, but we've seen them get to the playoffs. We've seen them beat people, but I just think that Philly system was just so tailored for that guy, man. Like it was just impossible. He was almost like a top 5 quarterback when he was in that system, and it's like he's not going to go nowhere else and be a top 5 quarterback, So, not to say I don't think he's going to throw more interceptions than touchdowns. No, I don't think he's going to do that.
I think he's serviceable.
I don't think he's going to be the guy that can carry a team and win 6 straight games, including the Super Bowl. Like I don't think he's going to go on a 6-game winning streak nowhere in the regular season. Like I don't think he's going to do that. So I gotta go for a decrease.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just think that a guy like Peterson, and I know it's been short, but he's shown since Wentz has been hurt so much that he's been able to tailor the offense to somebody else other than Wentz. And I'm not sure that in Jacksonville they can do that. You know what I mean? Because we saw Jacksonville with a huge lead in the playoffs against New England take their foot off the gas and decide we just going to hand the ball off after we just threw the ball and kept them off balance in the first half. To get this lead, now we're going to take our foot off the gas because for whatever reason. But, I just don't see, the offensive minds in Jacksonville that can
Well, he did
get out what they need.
Was the offensive coordinator was coming with him, right?
Yeah.
And they said they were catering to him, so it'd probably be a lot of similarities that they had in Philly.
But everybody got to get it, and everybody got to get on the same
Absolutely.
page.
Personnel is different.
Philly, them guys, even the players knew that when Nick Foles come in,
Everybody
this is what we're going to do. Like everybody knew how the system was going to change and what they were going to be expected to do.
The wide receivers got more involved.
Right, exactly. Like Alshon Jeffrey became, kind of a terror when with Foles in the game, and Ertz still got his, right? So I just think that, in Jacksonville it's a learning curve.
Yeah. I'm saying.
I don't see the weapons down there that Philly got.
I'm saying decrease just because of new territory.
Right.
His when he was in Philly, it was even. I'm looking at not even getting rid of him. That's how good he looked in that offense. I'm like, wait a second, you 31. And we in a league where you can't touch the quarterback. I know I can get 7 more years out you.
And Brady's 40.
Yeah, so I'm like, and how this offense is looking, I was like, oh no, let me keep this guy here for these 7 and give him his money, and then I'll open the market up for once. I know what I got. Like what you got with him when he was in Philly, but that's me. And people talked about the younger, and you know how we are with that. But my thing is, look, when you don't touch the quarterback, you can play for a real long time. And I know you won me a Super Bowl, and you just look like Doug was saying. Foles just looked different.
He was looking like the Jim Plunkett of the generation.
Yes. That is a fair. Yes.
Hold up, quick
shout out.
Shout out to my homie.
Oh,
go
cool.
ahead.
I was about to say he just Stephen Marzi Willis said random shout out. I look forward to the show every week.
Oh,
Great
cool.
mix of
Thanks.
personalities. We appreciate that.
Thanks,
thank
brother.
you. But yeah, I thought he'd be the Jim Plunkett of this generation. That's what he looked like to me. For the younger guys on our staff here, Jim Plunkett was a Heisman Trophy winner. Went to New England, didn't work out. Whatever. Moved around the league. Got with the Raiders. Right situation. 2 Super Bowl championships. Yeah, definitely he should be in the Hall. I mean, he should get a Hall call.
Yeah.
Really, definitely when you talk about that. The next, I took some time off, but baby, I'm back. Le'Veon for who the bell tolls.
That's in the business.
Next season in the Jets, how does he come back on the scene? Is it crispy and clean? Yeah. Or is he going to be the man?
Look, one thing he's
well
rested.
Definitely.
He's well rested, and he's got his money.
Yeah.
So the body is ready to go. It's just about what kind of, what are the Jets' plans up front, like offensively? Because
second-year quarterback.
Yeah, so which is great for him because the pressure is off of the quarterback now, all the way off with him. Now, what is the plan for the Jets? Are they trying to give him the ball 30 times? Are they going to split him out wide? Or are they going to throw screens? Because he can do everything. That's why he's the best back out there. So, I see a I don't want to say I'll say evenly with him because the Jets
Slightly decrease, slightly though.
But it could be a Le'Veon Bell decrease, because we saw what,
which would still be top of the league, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
We saw what, how many all-purpose yards, it's almost 2,000. So even if we go 1,500 with a whole new organization, we still winning. Yeah. It's just not what we saw. So
I'm gonna say decrease only because of the fact I don't like the fact
slightly though, right?
Only because I don't like the fact that the coach came out and said I wouldn't have went and got this guy.
Oh shit!
He did along with the linebacker too.
Yeah, I wouldn't have went and got this guy. The head coach, who's the offensive coordinator, is going to be the play caller. I wouldn't have did it. Right. Said I wouldn't have got this guy. Mm-hmm. So that's not a great start for me to say that he's going to. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then he didn't show up to the OTAs, which my man Musa, who he shout out, he might be listening. He's another Steelers fan, so he definitely pointed out the fact that Le'Veon Bell didn't show up to the OTAs, right?
Intangibles,
voluntary team.
It's voluntary though.
He definitely made the point to point that out.
Right.
But that fact coupled with the fact that the coach didn't want him, and then they fired the GM, and now the coach is the GM. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good.
Coach right now, right? And
Gates.
Yeah,
And
Gates.
the quarterback is
Gates
young.
are crazy,
You know what I'm saying?
though.
I
Yeah.
mean,
So
what
the quarterback is young, which means they're gonna. If you're the defense, I'm going in to stop Le'Veon Bell and make this guy beat us. So to all of that together for me,
Gates
it's
like
not
to throw the ball
it's
too.
not, it's not looking good for
Gates like to throw
Le'Veon
the
for
ball.
me.
Hey, the coach
But he
is
got
smart.
his paper. He
If
got
the-
his
if the
paper.
coach is smart, he'll lean on
Try to
Bell
stick
to
for
the
my paper.
quarterback. That's
He'll
what
bring
he's
that
smart.
bell.
He would.
He got. They try to shortchange him. Bell got his paper. But like if it was T.O., we know T.O. is gonna come 100%. His body work. Like we don't really know. I don't know Bell to know that he worked out this whole season.
I know Bell.
I don't know. I don't know him like T.O. We know T.O. gonna come in that thing sculptured out like.
Well, they gave him his money,
ready
so
to
they
go.
know something.
So
I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt.
So I don't know how he treated his body for one.
I think he's gonna do good.
But in the Jets organization, it's like you're not gonna. They not. It's just not a winning spot.
Jets.
It's just the Jets.
Right.
It's just the Jets.
The type of team that
Jay,
fires their GM after the draft.
it's just not a winning spot. You know what I
The type
mean?
of team that fires their GM after the draft and free agency. Then they
Right,
fire him,
right.
right?
Yeah, it's just not
That's
the
what they
Jets.
into.
Got some shout outs, man.
Oh, shout him out.
Hit it up.
Mr. Damon Plenty.
Hey,
What's going on,
Dave.
Dave Harper?
Dave.
What's up, brother? Thanks
up,
for
brother?
joining.
Dave
Hart.
Lamont Cook, OG. What's happening?
What's going on?
Miss Juana Bonelia Snow. How are you? Who else we got? Mr. Darrell Nelson. JJ Styling out in Arkansas. What's up? Christopher Ransom. WVSU, West Virginia State alum. What's happening,
Hey.
brother? Sean Harvey. West Virginia State University, Philadelphia product, drafted
Oh,
second
WSU.
round, Dallas Mavericks. What's up,
right.
brother?
Oh,
Thanks for
going
joining
on?
in. And Mr. Mark Anthony Richards.
Pull. I'm gonna jump in. Speaking of Dallas, Dak and Garrett joined at the hip. This season coming up. What do you think? Because I think they're joined at the hip. I'll put them in there together because the money's on Garrett. Garrett got to do something. He got to get to the NFC
Couldn't be
conference.
me. Garrett be gone.
Dak's still looking for his paper. He's trying to get his paper. So what do you think? New offensive coordinator this year. So what are y'all thinking coming out of Dallas?
I'm just gonna say increase and leave it alone, man.
I'm saying increase also. I got increase.
I'm gonna say increase based on the new OC, the unfamiliarity with the rest of the league, not knowing what's coming, and the guy's playing for his money. Zeke's healthy. The O line is back 100%. Frederick intact.
Yeah. The word
Cooper, second year.
The word is they're doing a lot. They're looking a lot like the Los Angeles Rams. They're doing a lot.
Better give Dak his money. That's what they better do.
They're looking a lot like the Los
Hey,
Angeles
you don't
Rams.
want the quarterback unhappy.
Yeah.
That's what you don't want.
So Dak, a lot of people said Dak shouldn't get paid, but he's earned the check.
Once you pay once, once you pay once, you got to pay him.
So I'm gonna say increase, man. And for full disclosure, with the Big Ben thing, the Steelers, I hate them the most. That's the team I hate the most
Who?
in the NFL.
Who?
Steelers.
Why we just finding about that?
I'm just
See the undercover stuff,
This
man.
is new information. You ain't got to tell
See,
me
that's the
this.
undercover
now,
stuff.
now, I'm not a total, I'm not a total hater, but that's the team I just.
And this a Cowboys fan that's supposed to hate the
Well, he
Eagles.
still no.
He hate a
He
different
still got that
PA
because he remembers what we used to do. That's he's still holding on.
The 70s.
Yeah.
That phantom pass interference on Benny Barnes.
Yeah.
They ain't forget.
Definitely. But interesting. Me as Cowboy Nation, I'm looking for an increase. A full season with full weapons. Last year, they had no receivers coming into the game one. They had nobody really on the roster. They had number 2s and number 3s trying to play number 1. So it'll be interesting to see. Witten's back. I'll say increase. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron. What's he
saying
going to do
increase.
this?
I'm saying new coach, new situation.
They got some
Him-
new
Running
weapons
game.
and stuff.
Obviously,
Yeah.
him and McCarthy was at odds.
I like
with some
them to
things.
steal that. I like them to steal that home opener. Well, not home opener, season opener, because they playing in Chicago. I got them winning.
I'm gonna say
They're a 4-point underdog too.
Increase too, bro. I think increase, man.
Yeah, I go with increase. He got a running game. New coach.
Whole new situation.
New situation. I
You feel
think
he'll be
that's-
revitalized.
Yeah,
It's like you knew, like,
I go with increase.
definitely. We'll see. Aaron.
Mr. Tim Tucker, thanks for joining, brother.
They got a new tight end, right?
Yeah.
T Turd
What they get?
in the
The
building.
boy from New Orleans is still over there, right?
Jimmy Graham.
They
Graham.
still got Graham, but they got another tight end on top of him.
Oh, they get somebody from
I forget who they
Patriots.
grabbed.
I'll have to look that up. Fletcher Cox.
Beast.
I think Fletcher Cox is one of the most underrated stars in the league as
Beast,
far as defensive tackles and what he means to his
Ask
team.
the other offensive linemen. He's underrated.
Yeah. But he don't get the shine or the national light that, Aaron Donald gets when he sacks or whatever. But he's definitely the key for the Philadelphia Eagles on their defensive line. What do you think coming in this year with Fletcher? Increase, decrease?
I think we're gonna see the same old Fletcher Cox,
Yeah.
but that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say increase. I tend to think like things happen and guys kind of take it personally. They get embarrassed a little bit. And they showed, if you remember the playoffs, the Saints did a fake punt. And they got a first down on it, on punt safe, right at Fletcher Cox, and I think he got hurt on the play. But they saw that in the first time or the week before that he wasn't coming off the ball, and they put that in and they ran right at Fletcher Cox. So now, if you think about it, as the other team say, okay, we're gonna run this fake punt when Fletcher Cox is in the game, we're gonna run right at him. you would say nah, but because he wasn't giving it 100%. When they saw that on film, it worked perfectly. They got the first down. He got injured, and I
Changed the
think
momentum of the game.
I think just something like that will be enough to motivate that guy. Not that he probably needed any more motivation. I'm sure he doesn't, but I just think if it was me, I would feel like I just cost our team the game by not going all out on
Every
play
play.
like I should.
You out there. Like every play is like your last.
I don't see a decrease. What I see is, like we talked about before, it's not a lot of guys that are on the defensive side of the ball that are making $100 million. He got $100 million. So with that being said, the consistency is always there for him. You got a problem when the offensive coordinator once again says, you know what, we need this guard over here to come double to help this center out. Then you doing your job. Definitely. So a lot of people, they one-on-one players. This guy's you need some help because I know what he's going to do to the center.
Every night.
He's one of those. I don't see a fall off. I haven't yet. And he's what? This is his fourth year going in on $100 million contract.
Sure, he's one of those.
So
guys.
he earned his money. He's earning his money. He's a proud. He's a locker room guy. You can't with him. Whatever offensive philosophy you have, he can disrupt it.
You got to block him.
Whether that's running, whether that's passing, he's one of those guys. So I don't see it.
If you double team and get get down the line of scrimmage.
And whether he actually makes a play or not, he makes the entire defensive line
Right.
better. You can see the noticeable difference if he's not out there.
Right. Definitely.
And that's where I was getting at. Some people, sacks decline, but if you know football, the middle is to help everybody else out. You do give up a lot for yourself to help everybody else out. The DNs, the linebackers. Right. You the reason why the linebackers get to come free. So like your sacks is always knocked down. So if you average 8 sacks, you would have averaged maybe 12 if you was being single cover tonight. Or more. So we know that. So he may far as number wise decrease. But far as him as an overall the team player, he's probably going to stay where he's at.
He's still going to be impactful. I'm not a numbers crunching guy. I'm an impact guy. I'm my eyes on the TV.
Absolutely.
I feel you. Like man. I hope they third down. They better block Fletcher.
You figure he's not a guy. Donald's not a guy. Fletcher Cox isn't a guy that in their contract year. They'll be that disruptor.
Yeah. Right.
They've been that disruptor.
Oh yeah.
Before that,
since
since then, you know what I'm saying. So, that's the type of guy. That's the type of player I see him.
Definitely no. And Mr. Trubisky, quarterback out of Chicago. A lot of under, a lot of low. Maybe a Super Bowl pick. They got defense. They got a double doink last year in the playoffs. If they get a kicker, something might change.
Something.
What do y'all think
it
about
changed.
Trubisky?
I'm saying maybe the same slight decrease.
Shit, decrease?
Yeah.
I got Trubisky increasing.
Me too. I got him increasing too.
I got him increasing too because hopefully you would imagine all off season he's sitting down and he's watching film of every pass he threw last year.
Right.
In games and in practice and saying,
they got a tougher schedule.
I didn't see
they
him.
play a lot of good defenses this year, including the Broncos.
I'm gonna go with him. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say increase because I watched him last year, and I didn't see him lose games.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't see him lose any games. Now he's super conservative, but you would tend to think that's all young quarterbacks. So from what I understand about him, he's gonna study film. He's gonna know. He's gonna turn it up a little notch. And listen, he would have made it if it wasn't for the kicker.
Right.
He gets to the second round
Yeah.
to go to New Orleans, so he didn't lose that game.
I don't think that all the quarterbacks are conservative. I think quarterbacks that have good coaches that know they have a great defense is saying there's no need for you to take this unnecessary risk. We can punt the ball and put our defense back out on the field.
Well,
Yeah.
you
Out of
can,
every
you can
drive,
lose like that too.
you
also.
can lose like that. You can lose like that.
Well, out
but-
of every drive you want to kick, extra point, field goal, or punt.
so I think a lot of times
That's how coaches will.
So to your point though, with this conservativeness, I think there'll be a lot of plays this year where
They open the
he'll be
playbook
more
up.
he'll be more
In that
likely
order, right?
to
So-
cut it loose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Which
Than
is-
to
yeah.
hold it because I'm unsure
Right.
with what I'm seeing. So this year he should be more sure of what
Right.
he's seeing.
Absolutely.
And he should be able to cut it loose. He has a big arm.
Mm-hmm.
He
Right.
can run. So he should be able to make some plays. Now,
Right.
This year how far they go is totally up to him.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
Because everything else is in place. They got playmakers.
Right in place. Defense is there.
It's going to be totally up to him and his progression, his
Right.
maturity as a quarterback.
In there, and he can match when you got other, quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers always gave them the edge with Green Bay. He just has to play his game and move forward. I think he's going to increase. I like Trubisky. I like him. He got playoff experience last year.
Yeah.
I mean that's big. Just getting a taste of that.
And he has two security blankets in the little running back, right?
Yeah.
Cohen, and then he has the kid from the Eagles, Burton, the tight end,
Yeah.
I like Burton.
who was real consistent for him. So he has guys that can check it down to look at underneath. You know what I'm saying? If he can't get it down the field. So like I said, I think he's going to increase. Whether he does or not is going to be telling for the Chicago Bears season.
Yep, definitely. Mr. Miller, Von Miller,
Von.
defensive
I
end,
guess
Denver
I can make my
Broncos.
bold prediction right now. I was waiting to see if he was on. My bold prediction is Von Miller
Uh-oh, here we go.
Soto,
Stop
Texas
going
front.
to be defensive player of the year.
Oh wow! Opposite of Chubb is going to open it up. For
And
him?
I got a little bit of
You are Broncos. We need full disclosure.
Yeah, I got a little something.
Please.
For one, besides the fact that he said he's going to be defensive player of the year this year. Besides that fact, he said it out of his
His
own mouth.
girlfriend is pretty nice. I think he's distracted.
But this
So
all
that
right.
means no defensive
in
player.
the past couple seasons when Khalil Mack was on the Raiders, right? Yeah. Who had better seasons? Von Miller or Khalil Mack?
You would know. I mean,
It was Von Miller.
okay.
It was Von Miller.
On what? What you basing that on?
No.
Khalil Mack was kind of on the Raiders though.
Yeah,
Like,
you know what I mean? But it's like, hear me out. So then,
Denver
when
did
Khalil-
have a Super Bowl defense.
when Khalil Mack went to the Bears, right? Mm-hmm. He had this. Why did the Raiders get rid of Khalil Mack? He had this crazy season, right? Mm-hmm. Who was that defensive coordinator? Our new coach.
Oh wow!
That was the X factor in Khalil Mack jumping his game up.
okay.
Von Miller was already great. He always a 99 on Madden, you know what I'm saying? So
And they got Chubb there too.
he got the same guy.
Okay.
Everybody in the league is calling a defensive guru.
We gonna disregard that 99 on Madden.
Like
comment.
No.
Madden 2K get it right.
That means something. That means
I sent Sunni the
DeAndre
2K
Hopkins
right
said
now.
he in a special club by being 99 and shit.
So one thing, man, Mr. Broncos, you say Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack in Oakland was the first guy to ever be All-Pro, first team, and as a defensive end and as a linebacker.
That never happened.
It never happened ever before.
But he still ain't had better numbers than Von.
We had
basing it on numbers?
We had that
Is that
number.
what we had?
We had that number conversation.
We're not a number cruncher.
Okay,
Impact.
forget the numbers then. The impact. Where did the Raiders go at? What was that Broncos
They didn't go to
defense? They
Raiders,
compared that Broncos defense to
We not
one of
talk-
the best
We
defenses of all
talking
time.
about him and him.
Yeah,
That's all
we
we
talking
talking
about-
But
the
no,
overall
I'm saying, but he
defense.
was a main factor in that defense.
We talking about a guy that on first and second down lined up at linebacker and made All-Pro. Then on third down he put his hand on the ground and lined up at DN and made
Because he was
All-Pro.
on the Raiders,
there,
ain't
too.
had nobody else. He had to. He had to.
Nah, that that mean all of the blocking is going at him.
He had to.
But Von Miller,
Everybody
was
blocking
going
it.
to do it. But Von Miller played both too. He dropped back in linebacker and played DN too. But he didn't make all
He's edge. He's super
hands
edge.
on the ground every
Edge.
play.
Von Miller put his hands on the ground.
He's
every
edge.
play.
More so than all.
What you saying? He DN every play?
Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
rusher. He's in. He's
Not when
on
he first
his
came.
tail.
Edge
He's a
rusher.
Not as a
Edge
rookie.
Or he was a pass rush linebacker.
He was a pass rush linebacker.
They had Wade Phillips.
90% edge. 90%
Dropping
edge.
no coverage.
Yeah.
He's coming.
But don't get me wrong. Listen,
I love either.
Von
I would love to have either of them.
I like Von
I
Miller.
love
Von
Von
Miller.
Miller.
I don't see.
I was hoping.
Vic going to take Von to a whole nother level.
I
That's
was
all I'm
hoping the
saying.
fact that Von Miller is actually from 10 minutes from Dallas was going through something.
Yeah. Just
I actually got
just Google Von Miller's girlfriend Megan Denise. He's not
Yeah,
big old person.
I actually got a
play
little
the player
inside.
Just like that.
I actually got a little inside hate on Von Miller. You know,
What's that, man? What's that?
that's because I just thought Alden Smith was when they both came out of rookie that he should have got Defensive Rookie of the Year. You know, Alden Smith had the sack. He was like one away from straight hand. I think Alden Smith, but he was in so much trouble. You know, they ain't. I guess they ain't want to give him the nod. But his numbers.
process.
Speaking of numbers, his numbers was a little better than and he didn't even play every down. You know, so I think Alden Smith
Well, if he
was
didn't
better.
play every down, that made it.
And his numbers was there though. Not playing every down, his numbers was still there. So
Yeah, but you was a specialist.
Where Alden Smith at now?
hey, I'm talking about when they
I know
came
what you're
out.
talking about. I just had to shoot.
I'm just talking about when they came out. I don't know
just sit down
hey,
real quick.
man, he in a lot of trouble, but I don't see him really increasing because he's been in there for a while. You know, the defenses know him. They know when he lines up what he's going to bring.
He
what
got
he's gonna
Chubb
do.
on the other side now.
Chubb
He had
knows
one of his
tools.
best seasons
They
when
know-
DeMarcus was on the other side. Chubb was a rookie last year. Chubb wasn't.
Yeah,
but
DeMarcus
Chubb-
was.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
so he had more solo action. I mean, not too many double teams. So he's able to do what he wanted.
Who's on the other side of Khalil Mack?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
It don't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
It don't matter.
That's what I'm saying. So
It don't
Von
matter.
got all the, I'm not saying.
So Khalil ain't get as much solo action as Von did.
But wait, no, but that plays to my point though. Soon, what I'm saying is like,
defensive player of the year.
okay, yeah, like okay, player to
You're
player.
not saying he better than Khalil
Yeah,
Mack.
Khalil Mack might be, but that's for
You're not saying
somebody
he's
else to
better.
argue. What
No,
I'm
I'm
saying
saying
is
Khalil Mack is better. Let's just let's just get that out there.
I'm saying all,
get that out
all
there.
the chips is in
Black is
Von's
better.
favor.
So
The same person that took Khalil Mack to the next level is now
You,
on
watch
his
this.
coaching staff.
Watch this.
And he got Chubb on the other side, a more seasoned Chubb,
Let me
to
s-
give him more solo.
Let me say this when we talk about the pantheon of great pass rushers, right? Because this goes back to your point earlier and your point about Belichick and them guys playing in the AFC East and not having as great a competition. as they do. What side of the line does Von Miller rush from?
Come on, man, you asked a relevant question.
I'm just asking the question. What side does he rush from?
Whatever side he feel like.
He lines up on the left side of the defense, which
does?
means he's
Right
facing
tackle.
the right tackle, which is who's the best pass blocker on the offensive
Look,
line.
man, I'm not
Usually the left tackle.
Usually left tackle,
with a
right?
right-handed quarterback.
Usually
I
left
plead the
tackle,
fifth
right?
on this. I know where you're going with
So
this.
that means that
I'm
Von
pleading the
Miller
fifth.
is facing right tackles.
I know where you're going
which
with
are
this.
lesser
I'm
pass
pleading
rushers,
the fifth.
week in, week out, play in,
I'm
play
pleading
out.
the fifth. I
But
don't know what
nobody
you're talking
discounts his numbers, is what I'm saying. We
I know
don't
what you're
discount
talking
his numbers.
Right.
I'm just talking about.
We don't discount his numbers because of that fact. That's
He's
all
all
I'm saying.
professionals here.
Oh, we all professionals now. huh?
He pretty much the number 2 DN on the team. The number 1 is on this side. Number 2 is on the left
I mean,
side.
it's a smart move if you're a defensive team. I'm gonna put one of the best pass rushers in the league on the weakest
Right,
pass
right.
block.
Yeah, he ain't asked for that. That's the coach.
But we can't say we all professionals now, and we just tell me how terrible the AFC East was. Those professionals.
Nate, we all professionals.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, they
Everybody
pros.
getting a check.
Yeah.
They all pros.
Everybody making the same money. Everybody making the same money.
I totally
Kicker
agree
too.
with you. They all pros. I absolutely agree.
You got me there. That's good.
The young man right here.
Oh, yeah.
Saquon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Increase. I like Saquon.
Oh, yeah.
Increase.
It's
That team
no
gonna
doubt.
be 2-14, but his numbers gonna be crazy.
Well, Duke, you had the Giants winning the division going deep last year.
You sure? Yeah, we can bring back the
Bring back the
footage.
tape. Bring back the tape.
Bring back the footage. We got the
The
footage.
power went out that day.
We got the footage.
It was lightning, man.
So what do you think about Saquon? Increase?
Man, you know what, man? It's hard because of the team he's on.
Yeah.
which has nothing to do with him.
Yeah,
Like,
nothing to do with him.
if you ate in the box and you want to stack the line because your quarterback is whack, that has nothing to do with you. Like, I think the whole league knows what type of guy, what type of player he is. So I'm gonna say increase because I love him. You know, I love the back that he is, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a decrease just because of the team.
And you know,
It'll still be impactful.
yeah, go same thing.
without a doubt.
Same thing you saying. You know, but
Too gifted not to be.
But they stacked the Bengals. They stacked the box up against Corey Dillon. He still was getting 1,000 yards a night. You know, certain talent is talent. Like I don't care. You know what I'm going to do. 3rd and 8, they was running it with Corey Dillon.
John Madden said this. John Madden, y'all play Madden?
Yeah, we
Y'all play Madden right now?
I remember before Madden.
John Madden said running backs make lines. That's what John Madden said. That's what John Madden
That's kind of
said.
big. I think lines make some running. I mean, it all depends on.
If you great, you great.
It all depends on who you are. If you speed out of the backfield, you can make a line because now you only have to hold them less time. But if
Gail
you
Sarah said, "Give me 18 inches of daylight."
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you gotta get going, if you're a running back, gotta get going, then the line is gonna make it.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
you
a
gotta
truth
be
to both.
special. You gotta
Right.
be special. It's just ain't you run. If you just a guy, you not making the line.
Right.
But if you all time talent,
This guy right here, man, I'm gonna say increase, man. And I know if my cousin out there
gotta-
listening still,
Gotta say
Giants
increase.
fans,
You gotta
know,
go
this-
increase.
It's hard for me to say, not really, because I'm a football guy, but this guy, man, is special, man. And like you say, his rushing yards could go down, but his receiving yards could go up.
This man can catch.
He's the guy.
intangible locker room guy.
Yeah, he's the guy. That's that impactful guy that Sunni is talking about. That you really can't just look at his numbers and say, you know, this is what he's worth.
Right.
To this team right now, because they, like you said, they lose. And to be honest, they made some okay moves getting in Golden Tate and they brought somebody else in at wide receiver.
still got Eli,
Evan
man.
Ingram.
They still
Eli's
got
done.
Eli.
But they had him last year, and Saquon got his work. That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about as far as the team winning. If they sit
I ain't
Eli,
talking about the team winning.
Oh, I got
I'm
you.
just talking about him getting his work.
Oh, yeah, he
So
gonna get his work.
it's not
He
as
gonna
if
get his
they
work.
don't have
I already said increase on
weapons
him.
outside that you have to worry about, and you just going to. They have playmakers out there still, with even losing Beckham, right? And Eli, like you said, he was there last year, and Barkley had a monster year. So I don't see, and their O line got better. Their O line got a little better. So I think this guy is going up. And he should be calling Zeke right now saying, stay out. Stay out.
But I'm gonna tell you why that statement you made was wrong as far as the quarterbacks make a line. I mean, running backs make a line, because Barry is arguably the greatest running back of all time, and that line sucked.
Right.
Well, that's to
Barry,
prove
though.
it,
That's
though.
Barry.
That's saying that he made the line.
He did it without the line.
Yeah, he
Because
did it
was
without
that
a line,
good.
but
That's
he
what
made.
like, nah,
Yeah.
you don't
No, you
make
should
them-
go off for like a
You
like.
don't make them better, but you make them look better.
Right, you should
I'm
say.
saying they ain't even look better. That's the
Right,
point.
but you should say,
you can visibly
But it
see
did make
how
look-
bad that line was.
Right, but if he's averaging
both.
1700,
it's like-
it's make the line look like they was
like-
doing something
like-
for a stat wise.
It's like when your offensive line is 1-15, and then next year they go 7-9.
yeah.
So basically,
That's
it
Emmitt
wasn't
Smith.
Barry.
Yeah, if it wasn't better. Right.
Oh yeah,
As good
I
as,
put those in there.
as good as their running back is, you know, no knock on him.
and that's
He's
why
definitely
Barry better than Emmett, because you put him
No.
on the Cowboys.
No,
he
not-
rushed for 3,000 yards. Man. I'm
right.
saying.
That's what I'm going with. No knock on the Cowboys running back Emmett, because he's definitely he's definitely top 5, not even
drinking too much,
arguable.
huh?
He's definitely top 5. Emmett's definitely top 5, not even arguable.
Do we win though?
Right, but he's definitely top 5, not even arguable. Emmett. But if you move him to Barry's line, he doesn't do that work, you know. And I think we all believe that, because Emmett was someone that had to get started. But Emmett Will is much bigger than Barry's, you know. But Emmett is definitely top 5, hands down. You know, it's not even arguable. Everybody's gonna put him in the top 5. You know, some people got him at 1, some people got him at 3. But I think you're gonna have him in the 5 in that
He's
category.
definitely in the 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, but
Increase.
that's an argument.
Increase.
Increase again.
I don't even like Andrew Luck,
It's bull.
but I'm telling you, increase, man.
You know why? You know the reason why I believe increase is because I like the coach. I like the
Coach, all the weapons they got, what
Tough,
they did on the
tough.
what they did on the defense,
Their
them
offensive
being
line.
healthy,
Their
what they
offensive
did
line.
last season.
They got one of the best
Offensive line.
offensive
They
lines
might
in
go
the
to the
league.
Super Bowl,
They
man.
got
I
a
ain't gonna
running
hold you.
game I just think not necessarily because of him personally. Like you said, it's everything else that's
around it. Like to my other argument. Like I got
like physical talent. He always had physical talent. He didn't always make the best decisions.
Yeah.
But he always had physical talent. Now I think Peterson is in his head to say not Peterson, Frank Wright. Say, you know, the same thing like with Trubisky. Hey, you don't have to take these risks.
Right.
Yeah. Throw the ball away.
Stuff
let's
around.
punt.
They got stuff
we'll
around.
get the ball back. We get it going on the next series.
Right.
Instead of before where he's like forcing the ball and he's throwing all these picks and I think having that coach, you know, offensive guy that's won in his league, been to the Super Bowl, all of that kind of stuff, and was the offensive coordinator on a team that just went to the Super Bowl. It's hard to argue when he's telling you, do this, do that.
So,
you know what I mean? So that's how I feel about him. That's why I feel it.
So what I get from this, I know we doing the increase decrease, but what I get from this is you saying there's no excuses this year for this man.
Absolutely none.
No excuses for this man.
None.
We gave him excuses after excuses after excuses
I never gave him
after
excuses. I'm hard on this.
The
shoulder
thing. Why everybody, you know, why do they still got him as a top 5 quarterback and he's not producing? Their team is not getting here. This is that. He doesn't have the weapons that Peyton had. You can't do this. You can't do that. If they was valid or not, it was still excuses.
He got weapons.
Now it's the time for this boy to do work. Now it's time for Snooki do work. Right. It's time for Snooki to do work. You know what I mean?
I'm going.
It's time.
I'm going to increase. You know, it's a
T-Top
lot. It's a lot around
I
it.
came here to put in work.
You know,
Watch me put it in.
got,
Definitely don't have no excuse.
No excuses this
They
year.
got the D. They beefed the D up. They got the O-line. And they got some wideouts. I think they lost Moncrief. Moncrief came over to the
They got Justice.
to the
But
black and yellow.
they got a new wide out.
But they got stuff happening.
Oh, they grabbed somebody.
Yeah, they got stuff around them.
Yeah.
So hey, listen, nobody wants to hear it this year.
Nice tight ends.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear it this
And
year.
the key to offensive line.
Nobody wants to hear it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Two nice running backs.
Yeah, definitely, Andrew. Mr. Zeke, can I stay out of trouble, Zeke? This
Stop,
year?
man. Zeke ain't do nothing.
Increase.
You do more work.
You feed him, he's producing.
I don't know. He's on a holdout. I don't know what's going on right
I'm
now.
saying if he plays.
I don't
If
know.
He plays,
He's
increase.
going to play, but how long is he going to hold out? You know.
Yeah, if we basing it
If
off,
they smart, they better pay that man.
if we basing it off him showing up in good times,
He's 2
being
years out of
safe
his
and all that
contract.
play,
You can't pay somebody 2 years out of their
I'm
contract.
going to say
Certain players.
I'm going to say increase simply because he did those numbers last year. He caught 77 passes. That was the most in his career. And he did them numbers just like he said with Dak for the first 5 or 6 weeks. He didn't have a number one receiver.
Damn, nobody.
Neither did Zeke. So you figure the first 5 or 6 weeks, it was Zeke or bust. If you on the defense, man, we man to man over these dudes and we stopping Zeke. You know what I'm saying? Now you saw once Cooper came, Zeke had a little more room to work.
Yeah.
So having Cooper from the beginning of the season, I'm gonna say increase.
Yeah, I'm gonna say increase. From what I'm hearing, they're emulating the Los Angeles Rams girly mode with touches around the line of scrimmage and receptions and everything like that. He's gonna get a lot of work. If he's in there, he's gonna get work.
I'm going to increase too. Hey, listen, let's not play around. Like we don't know what it is with Zeke from the time he stepped in. What has he been doing? Dallas got better on the defensive side, and they got better up front, and they got a stud wide out. Let's not act like they. And listen, Jerry's the owner. So
Jerry's gonna pay.
Jerry's gonna pay. He gonna find a way, whether he slide that to you on a yacht or whatever. He gonna get you your money. And remember, he was there. Now he might have had a hand in for things going the opposite way for our Jimmy in Dallas, but it's a recipe there when you got a stud in the backfield. You know they just keep feeding him.
Yeah.
And Zeke's one of those guys, man. He gets them touches, man. And it reminded me a little bit. Was it not last year, but the previous year? I got an Emmett Field, man. It's 3rd and 3 and 3rd and 4, and you going off tackle with him?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's stuff that you don't normally do.
Yeah.
4 yards is hard on 3rd and 4.
And also the offensive line depth after last year with Frederick being out, Looney stepping in as center. The depth actually increased this year with Frederick being back. You know, now you move Looney to guard. You got a battle there. You got a first-round pick that put on weight to fight for the starting job. Yeah. And you got several other guys who stepped in at different times last year. So, listen, man.
Listen, watch Dallas, man.
I think Zeke
and it might start
gonna
with
have
that
a
guy.
big year. And he's trying to get paid.
Yeah. He's trying to get money.
Jerry will break him off right during the year. Jerry will break you off during the year.
Yeah.
He'd be like, man, this guy, you know what? Let's go talk in the office.
Jerry's like, look, I ain't got too many more seasons left. Let me go ahead and get this. I'm trying to see it needs another one. Get my 4th. And we talked about him. Return of the Mac. Khalil Mack. Increase, decrease. What's he going to do?
Decrease.
Dude, how did everybody know he was going to say that?
I was waiting for that.
I think we all knew.
I was waiting for that.
Return of the Mac.
Clap. Slight decrease. I ain't saying gonna fall off major, but it ain't gonna have the same level last year.
With people like on this level that Khalil Mack is on, with the Mahomes level, a decrease is like just normal. He is on that level. He's arguably the best defensive player.
You cut off.
He's arguably the best defensive player in the league. So like a decrease with these players is just more of defense. Offense is like figuring out how to scheme against them. You're like, that's more important. Like with what we seen with Donald, like they was bringing guards to knock him on his bottom, like offside, like just hitting him on the side. Like I don't care what the play is. Every time he runs, you hit him. Like so. His numbers really wasn't. It really wasn't a decrease on him. It was just offenses figuring out how to tame him. So that may happen, but I don't really see a decrease. But number wise, it could be slightly.
Let me chime in real quick before y'all go. Week 2, he got to come to Denver. We gonna see who got the better numbers. I'm actually gonna be at the game. I'm gonna chime in live for y'all.
So let me tell you something. I've been there before, right? So we also don't talk about the fact that when the Broncos is on defense, you can't hear. So Von Miller has an advantage.
Oh yeah,
right. You really can't hear. You honestly can't hear the joker that's standing next to you that's talking when that crowd starts cheering. So if they was playing in Chicago, it might mean more.
It might do.
But what? I don't. So I'm with Sunni with the defensive guys, man. I don't decreasing. I don't see that. Even if his numbers, his sack totals go down,
it's just because
his
impact
is
feeling things.
His impact on the game is still going to be the same. You
got
still
somebody pulling to help out.
3 guys going that way to block.
To me, if I'm double or triple,
somebody else should.
That's
be
a sack for me. That's a sack for me.
I agree with Nate when he was talking about Von Miller that because you got Chubb back here, you got to pick who you double.
Well, you're gonna let Chubb got to show you. Chubb got to do Von. That's what I was saying. We know what Von Miller's gonna bring. We're gonna still target Von Miller. Yeah, Chubb has to show that he's an actual stout for Chubb to show that he's an actual stout. But I think Von Miller may not get what you feel, but Chubb may have a good year because Chubb has to show me. I'm not blocking. I'm not doubling Chubb and leaving Von Miller single covered. That's not what I'm doing.
I feel you on that.
I'm not going to do that. And I got my All Pro blocker blocking Chubb. I got my best player on Chubb. My best player on the line is on Chubb. Let's not forget that.
We can say this too because we all watch the game. You could have say 16 sacks and really not have that great a year.
Right.
That's literally one play a game.
Yeah. We done seen it. You know what I'm saying? So and you could do it, and you can get 4 in a bad game where y'all blew somebody out.
All I know,
and go 4 weeks without getting nowhere near the quarterback.
This guy right here, 5'2",
on the meaning games,
Mr. 52 right here,
Parkside, 5'2",
ran over the 325-pound tackle and put grass stains on his back. You know that's a no-no. You get grass stains on your back. Then reach over top of the next man in line and sack the quarterback. So. That's not stuff that everybody does.
He's different.
It's going to continue,
and
nobody going to stop him.
You know that their games is Von Miller's game is predicated on speed,
right? Finesse,
and he's more. He has speed.
This guy's more line eyes,
right. He's going to get through. Look at him.
But
he look like Ray Lewis.
Both of them jokers are
right. I'll take either one of them.
Is he still dating Rev Run's daughter?
He was dating Rev.
I didn't know he was.
Nah,
hit it, I'd say kick. On gambling, you gotta know who. You gotta know who's doing what.
Got to.
Who's dealing with drama?
You got to.
Yeah, that's a big part of what they're gonna do on Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. Mr. Derwin James. Now, people don't know about Derwin James. Derwin was a rookie last year out of Florida State.
Baller.
Baller. Was very impactful on their defense, and I think this position everybody says it's a safety position. You don't draft safeties high. But I think the safety position in this 7-on-7 spread offense, where the safety, where he's a slash linebacker, slash corner, slash safety, and when he's the best player on the field, your defense is really saying something right there. And I think Derwin's just going to increase. I really like. I really like
these
his
guys.
game.
You get
that notion.
these two these guys coming out of college. They weigh about 200.
Yeah.
And they hitters, you know, you're gonna put 15 on them.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna stop hitting.
Yeah.
And now they covering. So now you versatile with them. You moving them up. You taking them back, and
that's that B dark position right
Yeah.
now. And you can blitz. You can cover. You
the
can
Air
tackle,
Reed.
play the run.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Troy, Polamalu.
this guy, man, he's going to. I see increase, man, because I would assume that he was doing nothing besides working out, but watching tape.
Right.
Yeah.
And seeing the plays that he might have missed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I can see this guy, man, taking the next step.
He's only gonna get smarter, and that's the main thing on defense.
And-
Your brain is the main thing on defense.
You can see right now, and it was different because Pittsburgh and Baltimore was in the same division.
Yeah.
Where you could see him and the kid Adams from the Jets being like the two guys
Yeah.
for a while.
Right.
They'd be the two guys for a while.
Yeah. Definitely. It's really talented players.
What's up?
The Browns.
Shout out to Mike Martin. So what's up?
Boogie
Hey,
Browns. What's happening, man?
What's going on, Mike?
These two guys are kind of Baker Mayfield and ODB Jr. What do you think? Baker Mayfield's going to keep regressing. Is ODB going to bounce back? Usually, when you're arguably the best player in your position, you usually don't get moved.
True.
You usually don't get traded.
I like that.
When you like that, like you really like when you arguably like we got one of the arguably best players at a position, and we openly put him on the market. So, do you think he's going to bounce back over there? What do you think is going to happen with the
In
Browns?
his prime after pay.
Yeah, after prime, after give him a contract.
I say increase on both of them. I like Baker Mayfield.
It's going, I say increase, but that happens when you are outcast like this. Like if we know, T.O. was shipped twice in his prime. He was shipped to the Eagles, then the Eagles shipped him out, and then he was putting up 14, 15 touchdowns on the Niners and the Eagles those years. And they both shipped him out, and they shipped him to Dallas.
It was 8 years. He was 8 years in on
But
San Francisco.
he was still he was still 15 touchdowns.
I'm saying he was in his prime, but what Beckham got? What's this? His fourth year?
Yeah. He's just hitting his prime.
He more than. If I say about fifth.
Yeah.
I say fifth.
That's what I'm saying. Like
He was still on his rookie contract when they extended him.
Right. But I'm just saying, when you a head case, you can get shipped in your prime.
Yeah.
When you a head case, same thing with Brown. Brown was arguably the best receiver. He got more years in, but he still was arguably the best receiver.
When you young like that, they typically they try to work it out.
Right,
with
right,
you.
because they know you got at least another 4 years in you.
Nah, we done.
Yeah.
We got rid of him.
It's too much of a circus, and we not winning.
I don't
And
think
that's New York too. Yeah.
I don't see
Go ahead. I don't see I don't see an increase because it's number. Well, he didn't.
Well,
He
you
got
gotta
hurt.
see an increase from
So
last
he got
year.
hurt last year, so I ain't really counting.
And he didn't have no touchdowns, really. He had like 2 or 3 and something.
I'm just counting the few games, but I'm saying I'm not even really counting last year. But I'm saying like this is my problem I have. You got an eccentric guy, right? Emotionally eccentric guy. Somebody has to be the common effect. But your quarterback is just as mostly eccentric as
Right.
he is.
This is what I'm going. That's
So
what I was
both of
getting at.
y'all
Yeah.
can't be rapping, jump. If
if
Baker Mayfield was the quarterback when Odell Beckham was having that thing with Josh Norman that day, he wouldn't have been calming Odell Beckham down on the sideline.
Nah.
He would have been running down the field to get in it.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see how this going to work. I
If
like
they
the talent, but I don't
if
see how
they
it's gonna
win,
work.
it's going to work.
You right. If they losing,
It ain't going to work.
I'm gonna tell you what's going to happen.
Well, see, that's the problem in football. You're going to have your ebb and flows. It's not always going to be a smooth ride. And how do you handle those downtimes?
I'm gonna tell you what's going to happen.
I was surprised.
I see a increase all because you got Mr. Landry over there who's a baller.
He's a baller.
You got a quarterback who's into spreading the ball around because he does know the importance of the offense. Mayfield's a stud. Now, what you are going to see is you're gonna see some temper tantrums for Odell, and you're gonna see Mayfield checking it. And we might see him tangle.
Right.
That's what we might see. I don't know if it's going to be on camera.
We actually might see them together,
but
though.
we might see
tantrums. We don't know what we're going to get.
We might see him in the locker room. We might hear something coming out of the locker room because Odell needs that ball.
That's one thing. That's one thing I missed though. I will give you that. Jarvis Landry and Beckham are best friends.
Yeah.
So he could be the
Common force. Yeah.
For Odell Beckham.
For both of them.
Right. So
he's a vet. He's a vet.
Yeah, that's that. That I did miss, but they are best friends, and you just hope that
LSU.
You just hope that Beckham don't go there and you
influence him.
Yeah, right. You hope he wasn't the influence when they was.
I hope not.
When they
We'll
was
see.
out.
I like what they doing. We still gonna win that North. You hear me, Nate?
That's what I said. Andy Reid. Andy Reid. Been close, bridesmaids a lot of times. Got to the championship game last year, lost it in overtime. What's up, Andy Reid going forward? Does he get to the bowl this year? KC, they did a lot of moves on defense. Their defensive tackles holding out. He had 15.5 sacks, so he wants paper.
So how about
and
this?
They gave us D4.
How about this?
We got D4.
They went and got the pass rusher from Seattle.
Yeah,
so.
they grabbed Frank Clark.
Hey, he ain't
and
D4.
they got two. They got
How about this?
two,
How about if Kareem Hunt plays, they go to the Super Bowl?
oh, wow.
How about
Kareem
that?
Hunt not on 18 no more.
I'm saying last year.
Last year.
How about they do go if he plays?
Yeah. So, and we'll talk a little bit about the other player.
You figure the team they lost.
They coming out.
But the team they lost to in overtime, the Patriots. Yeah. They lost a big time weapon that they needed to beat them.
Yeah. I think.
Losing Gronk,
yeah.
You need all the firepower you can get when you playing them.
Oh yeah.
The thing about it, I think they coming out of their division. I don't think that's an argument too much.
Well, Nate doesn't. Do you think that?
Yeah.
I think that. I said that.
Oh, you can.
I got Broncos going 8-8.
Yeah, Chiefs coming out, with the bye. But I just don't think Andy Reid is going to sleep until he gets Belichick. So I got him going. I don't think he's going to sleep until he gets Belichick. I think that's because Andy Reid is one of those coaches. I don't think you put 12 coaches ahead of Andy Reid. I wouldn't. So Andy Reid is one of them coaches, and he's just running in.
Coach.
And if you running in, you running into the greatest, like that's something that's going to keep you from not sleeping, and you feel as though you're number one, even though we don't have him as number one, he feels as though he's number one, and I don't think you can put 12 coaches ahead of Andy Reid if you look at the body of work that he's done.
I don't think so either.
And so he's not going to sleep until he beat Belichick, And so I think this is the year.
Yeah, it was supposed to be last year.
Yeah,
It was
they got
supposed to
him
be
before
last year, but I think this is the year.
If I had to pick it right now, I would pick the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I think Chiefs should have got it last year.
Why?
Because they did offensively they didn't lose anything, right? They lose Hunt, but the dude Williams that came in the game, he was putting up numbers when he came in the playoffs after Hunt left. And then they pick up the Honey Badger. They picked up another D back.
Yeah, and they got.
If they get their D tackle back, they got the dude.
They lost
Frank Clark.
Houston.
They lost Houston, right? They get their D tackle back. I think they picked up another pass rusher too. I can't remember, but I just think, man,
he's not going to
offense
sleep
is tough to stop.
until he beat
You can't
Andy Reid.
stop the offense.
That offense.
He's
you
not
can't
going to
stop
sleep.
offense.
Andy Reid not going to
Stop.
sleep.
Their
until he beat
problem.
Belichick.
Their problem is on defense.
I don't think no coach in the league holds a grudge other than Andy Reid towards Belichick.
Nah.
I think they tried to address their
not true.
defense. I think they
You
tried
think
to
your
address their
coach?
defense.
Of course.
I'm
Yeah, I think they tried to address their defense.
just tell you
man.
how I feel.
I understand how you feel.
I'm just telling you, I don't think nobody holds a grudge, But your coach got there. Your coach got to pop the champagne. Belichick didn't stop his champagne.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
He stopped.
He did a
He
couple
got 2
times.
bottles, but he
But
could
he
have
got
had 6
some
bottles.
But he got some bottles.
Yeah, 2 old bottles.
He didn't get the bottle.
He got 2 old bottles.
Diamonds are forever.
Yeah, I guess.
This
I
is my
got
guy
10-year-old
right
diamonds in the.
I need to
You
keep-
still want them?
I need to keep tasting that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Russell Williams, dangerous. The Seattle's totally changed. Legion of Boom is gone. Their offensive team now, it's a quarterback-centric team. They're going to try to build their defense back up. What do you think moving forward for Russell? Is he going to increase this year? It's more on him. The team might not be good. He may have better stats. He's been putting up stats the last few years, but Seattle hasn't been good.
I'm scared for Russ.
Yeah.
I think he'll increase, but the team.
No offensive line. He's been running for his
I
life.
think
and
Russ
putting
takes a step back, man. You lose. He lost a lot of play. You lose Baldwin. That's a pretty big loss, man. That was his guy since he's been there.
Listen,
for Baldwin to be gone, Baldwin was.
I like DK Metcalf.
I mean, I like the guy.
He rookie though.
I don't know about that
I
guy
do.
yet, but
He not gonna do nothing this year. But I'm saying I like him going forward.
He looked good on in the combine.
you know, with no pads on, nobody hitting him, nobody checking him.
Man, just how you said about Aaron Donald. You seen this boy?
Yeah, I seen him.
Think he play linebacker. He play any position on the field he want.
I seen him.
I like Russell Wilson, man. I like him a lot, but I just can't see how they was gonna keep that thing together, man.
He's the last piece. Him and Wagner, they the last piece to the puzzle.
I see. I'm biased, in my division, but I see. I never seen what everybody else seen in this guy. Like I think he's. Hey, let me finish. Let me finish.
Hold on, man. Let's
Take these shades off.
Let's start checking glasses around.
I'm with you.
Let me put my earphones back.
I'm with him though.
Can I get a mic check?
Check the mic.
I'm with him so
Start checking
far.
glasses around. Let's see these glasses.
Let me go. I never seen what everybody seen in this guy. What I seen was an inconsistent pocket quarterback who only made plays when you blitzed him.
I seen McNabb 2.0.
McNabb 2.0. If you keep this man in the pocket, he's going to make a mistake. He's going to throw the interceptions. Once you blitz him, he's arguably the greatest quarterback in the league. Once you blitz him and he has to ad-lib his way for make up what's going on, he's unstoppable with that. But once you keep him in the pocket, if you're able to contain him in the pocket, he's not a throwing quarterback. He's not going to sit in the pocket and throw strike after strike after strike after strike.
That sounds like the
and that's
stand in front of the Greek Freak. When all he do is just dribble and just get to the basket.
If you keep this man in the pocket and don't get antsy and don't bring the house, once you bring the house,
you got to.
Once you bring the house, he's going to make a move and he's going to go down the field. He's Houdini. He's going to Houdini you. Once you bring them some people.
Hold on. I just want to add this. Last year he threw 35 touchdowns.
No, that's what I was about to say. I'm with Johnny up until I feel the same way he feel up until last season. He showed me what last season.
Man,
he
completed 65%
He made me a
of his
believer
pass.
last year.
I
say that I'm with you 100%.
He been to
Up
2
until
Super
last
Bowls,
season.
and he's
I liked him last
he's supposed
season.
to have 2 if it wasn't for a whack
He's a
call.
5-time Pro Bowler. One
If he
time
hand the
Super Bowl
ball
champ.
off.
Listen, whatever.
But
That's on Pete Carroll right
It's
there.
an interesting thing because Russell Wilson now is your fantasy quarterback.
Yeah.
When he was winning championships,
He wasn't.
everybody looked at him like, but he was a winner. He was a championship quarterback.
And you know
Right.
why? This is the reason
This
why.
is the reason I talk about stats versus I got a
Right.
great defense.
Right, he's going to do the
And
stats now.
We
But
got we got great defense, and we're gonna give you nothing on offensive line because we're playing the Legion of Boom.
Right.
You got to run for your life and make those plays because the defense keeps you in, and we're gonna win the title.
That's when he
and
was
get the
good.
beast mode.
But now that
this-
you're making him make
But
plays,
this is the reason why that happened, right? Russell Wilson was a 3rd-round pick.
Yep.
Wasn't getting paid no money.
Yep.
So you could pay the Legion of Boom. You could keep them guys together. You don't need Russell Wilson
Until
to do
he
this
gets
'cause
his money.
Because I'm loaded on D.
Right.
But now when I got to pay him his money and I start losing guys, now you need that guy to make more plays. And he's shown that he can make more plays. If you look at his career, when he was young, his numbers was low. He was just that championship guy. We gonna get it done.
Right.
But as he got older and he got paid and they start losing players, now you got to show that I can make up for some of the losses of some of the players we lost because of the money I got, which is how it's supposed to be.
but I don't think he can make it up enough to be a Super Bowl
Well, that's
quarterback
cool.
throwing 400. I don't think he can do that. That's what I'm saying.
But-
his numbers increased it in the last 2 years. Correct. But I don't think he's the same quarterback. I don't think that's not his game.
you figure
it's
like
not his
this.
game. They're forcing him to go
He
outside
threw-
of his game.
And he plays 16 games every year.
Yeah, he's
And
not
he
going to get
threw
those
every
wins.
year.
he threw 35 touchdowns, right? And you might say, "Oh man, Mahomes threw 50 and Luck threw 41 or whatever," but they run the ball far more than anybody else.
Correct.
So if he threw the ball as much as they threw the ball, I
More
don't see him.
picks,
45.
It might be more picks.
More picks.
It's
gonna be more picks and more
but it's going to be more
touchdowns.
touchdowns too.
It's gonna be
So
45.
now you're talking
It ain't gonna be
45
Mahomes.
touchdowns.
It ain't gonna be more picks than Mahomes. It's gonna be double, triple the picks than Mahomes. Yeah, he probably threw more picks than Mahomes now.
You probably do Mahomes though. Mahomes. That's
I like the
That's
news.
the
Y'all-
MVP of the league.
Y'all brought up the Mahomes.
because I'm not.
I'm saying,
you brought up the
I'm saying
Mahomes.
I said he was 15 behind Mahomes touchdown passes, and he threw the ball probably less than half the times.
But he probably threw more interceptions than Mahomes threw.
But if he throw more
This is-
passes, he's going to throw more touchdowns.
And he's gonna throw more interceptions as well too.
That's fine.
But that's what I'm saying. He's gonna throw the picks. If you force this man to stay in the pocket all night, he's gonna make the mistakes. He's not conservative. He's none of that.
So let me ask you this: why aren't people doing that?
I watched it and I seen people. I seen the Rams when they were the bottom team in our division play him like that and take him to the wire and lose by 3. I seen that. I seen the Rams when they were and when the Seahawks and
So who lost?
The Rams lost, but they were at the bottom of the division. They were 2-8. I'm seeing the Rams at 2-8 take them to the wire and lose by 3 when the Seahawks and the Niners were at the top of their game. And I said, this is how you got to play this bull. You got to make him make a play. He can't make a play. If you blitz him, that's when he's going to make his play. Don't blitz him. Just stay back and let him throw the ball.
I think you're mistaken, man.
No.
You know the most amount of interceptions this dude throwing in this season?
How many?
11.
And what was that this season?
No, he threw 7 this season.
And what
He
Mahomes
was
throw?
35-7.
He threw 35 touchdowns and 7 picks.
And what
Me
Mahomes throw?
and Jonathan, we gotta watch more sports on
You
TV.
figure
I'm still trying to watch this Milwaukee Bucks and Toronto's 2001.
2015, then they go to Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, that's when he was
It's back to back.
conservative.
It's back to back.
34 and 8.
That's when he was conservative.
He threw for 34 and 8.
That's when he was conservative.
So what about the 35? Then?
How many yards he?
So when he threw
How
for
many yards he
35,
threw?
He's still conservative.
4,000. 4,000, 34 and 8.
He threw 34 TDs.
Last year
when he
he
was
threw for
conservative.
3,400 yards, 35 and 7.
That's because everybody getting at him, man. Don't get at this
They ran
boy.
more last season.
Don't
35-7. 35-7.
don't get at him. Don't blitz him. Make him stay in the court in the pocket.
Fall the bucket.
You wasn't like him behind like McNabb. So I feel where you coming from.
AB, Anthony Brown. Let's jump with Anthony Brown. He's coming to the Raiders, left Pittsburgh. He's going to be the Raiders. He's got Derek Carr now. Increase, decrease. What's AB going to do?
Decrease.
I'm gonna say question mark.
Oh,
Decrease.
You gotta shoot me. I don't know.
Decrease. New quarterback, new system, new coach.
I'm going to say decrease as well.
It has nothing to do with him once again.
Yeah, I'm
'cause
with
you know
y'all.
he's bringing it.
I'm gonna say decrease.
He's bringing it.
I'm with
So
y'all.
guess what we gonna do?
I wanted to say increase.
Who's the
So I
other
say
receivers
question
on that
mark.
team? Do we know them?
Tyrell Williams.
he's
Who
ready.
else? Who else?
I'm gonna say increase. He's ready to go.
They got a tight end?
Carr, new quarterback, but Carr
I don't know
seasoned.
really
Carr 10 years plus.
I like
Carr is
Tyrell.
ready
That's
to
my guy
blow.
right there. I like Tyrell.
Everybody,
You got more
Gruden,
confidence in Carr than Russell Wilson?
he's ready to go. If
If
Russell Wilson had Antonio Brown, that would be different. We talking about Antonio Brown with Carr. Carr can air the ball out. Carr can put the ball deep. I think it's going to be an increase. I think they both ready. They both know Gruden is a lot riding on Gruden right
feel
now.
that, though. I
This
feel that,
team
too.
has got to. This team
I'm
got
sticking
to
to
win.
question mark.
This team got to win 10 games plus. They got to win 10 games plus this year.
They're gonna lose week 1.
They got to win 10 games plus. Who they play week 1?
Broncos.
Oh, of course you would say that. They got to win 10 games plus. In week 1, they're going to show, that they out here to win 10 games
I
plus.
see a decrease.
You Carr's agent?
I'm just, hey, it's a lot riding on them. No, Gruden, I'm Gruden with Gruden too. I love Gruden.
All right.
I don't.
Got some shout outs.
Oh, shut him out.
Cousin Tyrena Jones, thanks for
hey,
joining.
cuz.
Peter
What's going
James
on?
Maloney out in Chicago.
Oh, definitely.
What's happening? And our brother Jason Hicks.
Jason Hicks, what's up,
Joining
Jason?
us.
Back on.
Yup. And Coach Roger Laysad. How are you, brother?
Good.
Thanks for joining.
Definitely. Look at Cam Newton.
Ah.
They shut him down last year.
Cam.
Was Cam gonna bounce
Increase.
back? Increase?
Increase. He working on his throw motion. He got his surgery.
Yeah, he got his shoulder fixed.
You know what I'm saying?
Cam.
He trying to be more in the pocket this season. He ready.
You can't be trying to be more in the pocket though. Like you got to be yourself. Like that's the problem with a lot of players. You got to be yourself.
I'm with you on that one. I
If
feel
you
you.
want to escape, your game,
believe in Cam, though.
you don't want to stay in the pocket, 6 more seconds and get hit from behind, and you had a clear cut first down up the field,
Now,
off the sideline.
you can't be stupid. Nah, I'm with you on that.
So
That was McNabb problem.
did he lose weapons? Did he gain weapons? What are we?
That was my question.
Like, what does he have? Yeah, did he lose?
Before I say anything about
Yeah.
him, I need to know what's surrounded by.
I
Is
know
there
he
a running
lost.
game? Is
He
there
lost a
receivers?
home run threat. He lost Ted Ginn Jr. A home run threat. I think the Saints picked him up or someone. I can't remember where he
They
went.
drafted a couple receivers.
So I don't.
So they got a couple good rookie receivers.
Cam is going to be
As far as
Cam,
some vets, I don't
but
know.
I think he may stay the same as that middle tier quarterback, top middle tier quarterback.
They're not going to the playoffs.
I don't see
I'll tell you
right.
that.
That's why I got him at a top top middle tier quarterback. You know, I don't have
He
him
can play
in
well. Only the
Yeah, I don't-
quarterback and the coach have a record.
Yeah, that's I don't have him as the top 5 top 8 quarterbacks. I got him in the top of the middle. You know, where though he could sneak in, he might be arguably for the top tier, but I don't see him in the top tier quarterbacks. So I see him staying the same pretty much as this year.
7-9, 8-8 season.
Yeah, same almost this year. Like, you know, didn't do too good.
All right, let's jump in our last guy, Mr. Tyreek Hill.
Save it for Tyreek.
Save it for Tyreek Hill. The other question with him, the NFL has decided and made a decision that he will not receive any disciplinary action, no game suspended, for his off the field situation, as we call it. I don't know where Goodell in the league is going consistency wise. They kind of seem to be all over the map. Ezekiel Elliott.
Well, you see pointing at the commissioner right there? My man. That's the Jay-Z point. My man.
So what do you think happened with this whole thing that came around? Very explosive, was all over the place, tapes, not tapes. Why do you think the league is saying, look, we're not going to give him any games, any suspension?
For one, it's an offensive league, and he is arguably the best offensive player in the league, as far as watching wise. As far as what we want to see, what we want to watch. And then on top of that, it was so much back and forth. You have it, you don't have it. He did do this. Oh, no, he didn't hit me. It was so much inconsistency on everything. It wasn't someone just stamped saying, he touched me, he hit me, he did this. It was a person going back and forth and back and forth. And then if they ever had brought her to trial, they know she was going to say that it never happened, you know. So with all that inconsistency, like, man, look, we're not going to visit this.
But a lot of people have been suspended and there's never gone to trial. There's never been any.
Correct. Everybody, NFL always took their own discipline actions. Like, so hopefully this sets the tone for them. Hopefully they don't suspend people going forward, you know. But I see increase because he wants to get this. I'm really not an increase because he like we said about these players. Once they're so high, once these players is at between 8 and a 7 and a 9, it's hard to say that they're going to do much better. It's just hard to really bet on that. Like I don't think you could bet on that. They may do better, but it's hard to bet on somebody that's giving you a 8.95. Like it's hard to bet on that he's going to do better than he did last year. He was already unstoppable. He was already, if he catch the ball and on a 1 yard dump, he's going to run for 85 yards. He was already that guy last year. So it's like, what we going to bet on? Like it's nothing to bet that he can do better almost than he did last year. So I see him pretty much staying the same. That's me.
Me too. I think he's at a stage where he wants to put all that craziness behind him. As far as the league and why the league didn't do anything, remember, law enforcement was involved. So they kind of take care of their own stuff first. And the league probably was sitting back like, look, let them do what they do. And if law enforcement couldn't find anything, and once his lawyer and whoever's lawyers got involved and they couldn't find anything, and I'm hearing that they did speak to some of the family members, and they spoke to him and they spoke to her. If they were cordial about everything and it was a disagreement or whatever, they ain't gonna sweep it. They're gonna like, all right, well, this was
ain't
something.
the first time. Though.
Yeah, this was the
coming out of college.
This was a girl, and this was the dad and the son, and we can't find anything else but like just an argument. Now, if there's some physical stuff that was happening where, you know, somebody comes up with some bruises and you've been locked up and have been to the hospital, and I think the league treats it differently. But they probably were trying to find something.
Video action.
And they were trying to find something and they couldn't find anything. I think we're in a society where people are convicted first before we even know. As soon as they come out with it on TMZ or hits the sports, is he did this.
You're innocent to prove guilty. But
we in our society now we're guilty to prove innocent.
Yeah, but there's a player conduct. What goes on if it's detrimental to the league or status doesn't have to bring criminal attention.
Right. And that was my point. That if they didn't, they probably, you know, like I said, law enforcement gets in first. I think the league sits back and they kind of wait and find out what law enforcement has to offer. Now, if law enforcement finds, you know, something that was detrimental to any of the parties involved, and I think the league says, all right, well, they found him guilty doing this,
then okay, this is 4 to 6 games or 8 games or whatever. But I don't think that they found anything.
Well, Zeke was totally acquitted, and they said no, we're not. We haven't found anything, and their own person said, "I don't recommend a suspension," and he still got suspended 6 games.
Well,
another guy.
some things are a little bit deeper than
Yeah,
we know. That's
yeah.
when that comes in.
And then I think the defensive back for the Ravens threatened his girlfriend or something. He lost a couple games. But it's just interesting because it's not like he's been the model citizen and this came out of the blue.
Right.
This is all we go back to college.
So I think part of it. I don't know if y'all saw the thing where the video, the recording that came out where he was basically on the tape saying, that his girl should be scared of him. She was saying it. But then it was later found out that the news station that released the video actually cut portions of the video, made the recording,
chopped it up
for what they wanted it to be. But then the entire recording just got released like last week, and basically even in that recording, he's talking to her saying like, I never hit you even back then. And you know what I mean? Why did you lie? You just lied, and you know what I mean?
I want to know why he's
they
still
chopped
with her.
that up.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, they cut all that out.
Man, you can't help who you love, man.
Listen,
Sometimes
you talk about somebody start hooking off on you, and you want to stay around. What you think gonna come later?
So I think all of that played a part. But I mean, again, I agree with Sunni. Like from what they said is, if you do something that gives the NFL a black eye. You supposed to protect the shield, right? If you do it, then you get suspended. You conduct you
Contact instrumental.
You can get suspended, and he did that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I like I said, Goodell won't stand up and speak and say what it was based on or what it wasn't based on.
Y'all love to be in the NFL.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You never know. Like, you never know what can happen. Definitely. Look, that was a good increase, decrease on players coming in the league. Next week, I'm going to jump into that AFC East that we were talking about earlier. We're going to break down all the teams.
That'll be quick.
And then I think the NFC South.
And the winner is
breaking news. Where Kyle Korver just go at?
Bucks.
Kyle Korver to the Bucks.
Wow, he want to play with the freak.
Yeah.
Everybody thought he was coming back home to
one-year
Philadelphia,
deal,
right?
1 year deal to the Bucks.
Maybe he knows something.
He might.
Maybe he saw that Ben shot wasn't as good as he looked like it was.
He gonna go to Brooklyn next year once whatchamacallum leg get together. Once KD get the leg down.
He going to Brooklyn next year.
Hey, listen, when you in year 15 and 16,
You take them
yeah,
checks.
you can do 1 year deals every year.
You know who else flew to Milwaukee? J.R. Smith.
Yeah.
Garrett Smith went there too.
Yeah, he ain't signed yet.
Oh, they're not gonna sign him. I
He
think
going
they
to
got
go
Kyle
meet
Korver.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, he got 15 years into it's all good. He can't
good.
lose.
Quick. Let's jump into this real quick. Pacquiao versus Thurman.
Pack
All right, Jonathan.
Pack Thurman.
Pack Thurman. I want to give Thurman great for ducking everybody to get an aging veteran into the ring to fight. On a man.
Don't sleep on an aging veteran.
Yeah,
now.
that's what I'm saying. Don't sleep on the aging veteran. But Thurman's promotion team, injuries for a year and a half, making sure he doesn't fight any of these young, tough studs out there until he can get like somebody who's 40 with a name in the ring
And get a bag.
and can get a bag. Kudos to Thurman. But let's break down the fight. Who you got, Jonathan?
To me, I think Thurman's gonna pull it off. I think Pac just has too many wars,
Too many miles.
too much miles. He looked great in his last fight against Adrian Broner, but that's also somebody that has no punching power.
Yeah.
That's just gonna try to counter you all night, and that's not gonna know how to deal with just speed and power. I think he gets the nod, but as my your dad always said, some boxers got one last fight in them,
Absolutely.
And
That's where I was going.
Our dad, actually. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. As our dad says, one fighter got one last fight in him, and then this might be Pacquiao one last fight.
I'm going with Pac.
I'm hoping Pac gets it.
We all hoping Pac gets it, but I just think Thurman, is too young. Is gonna he's been researching, he's been ready for this fight. He's just gonna dance around. That's 60 fights to 29 fights.
I mean, that's the tail of the tape right there.
That's 60.
the tail of
the
tape
war.
right there.
Look at the war difference. And
This man for 70 fights.
and a lot of them fights been wars.
Yeah.
A lot of them fights Pacquiao been in wars. Thurman's never been in a fight. Like I can't really see. Like
That's where I'm leaning.
Thurman's been in a fight with non-fighters. Like
See?
he's fought people and been in tough fights with people that are nobodies.
That's what I'm saying.
So with that being said, he's never been tested. You know, that reach may come into play, but Pacquiao has beat a lot of big guys up, so that's not nothing.
Going with Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
I mean, look, I want Pac-Man to win. Don't get me wrong. I like Pac-Man. I wanted Pac-Man to fight Floyd in his prime. I think that fight would have been a little different. I don't know if Floyd would have got the W. I don't know if Pac-Man would have got the W, but I think the fight would have been a lot different, you know.
Floyd knew how to avoid too.
Yeah, I would think. So I'm a Pac-Man fan. I've been liking Pac-Man before most people knew about Pacquiao, you know. So
he definitely was.
but I just think Thurman, you know, younger, stronger, you know, should be stronger. I don't know if he's that stronger, but I just think he's gonna have it more for Pac-Man. I think he's ready for Pacquiao.
That should be a good one tonight. Pay-per-view. More TV too.
More TV. It's on more TV. $20 a month. This fight is $60. You know, 1 month.
Get your more TV.
Get your more TV.
That's what I heard on the streets.
Show
Yo, guys, good show, man. We will marathon with this NFL.
Always.
But next week we're gonna jump back into the AFC East. So do your AFC East research and jump in that NFC South too. So just research some teams. We're gonna break it down.
Okay.
Going into camp and see what's going. I got the Patriots winning the AFC East. I'm gonna go
I
on
got the
the
Falcons. I got the Falcons winning the South.
I don't think that's
winning the South this season.
I don't think you would win any money if you bet it with Vegas that the Patriots is coming out. Like I just don't think you would win any money. I think
but maybe a good
1-1
investment. Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. Peace. We out.
All right.